We need to get some He-Man figures and a Castle Grayskull and recreate that picture this Christmas.
Um, Probably find them for pretty cheap. They may not be
Ollie's.
all together.
Ollie's. We
Well,
can hit
yeah, I mean,
Ollie's.
if you're just talking about one of them, yeah, for sure.
They're not going to have a Castle Grayskull, but I bet I can borrow one.
Yeah, probably so.
So what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Three Star Draw. I am Down South 77, and with me, as always, is my cousin.
Pop Blender, what's up?
How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Down South Boys Talkin Toys, episode 10. We've done 10 of these. We've been doing this for 20 weeks now.
Yep.
Actually, 22 because we missed one.
Oh, we did.
May.
That was the Power of the Force. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the same night we were going to do that was when the kickoff for the videos started. So we postponed. So yeah, man, that time's flown by. It's 20 weeks. That's a few months.
Yeah, it goes by quickly. Actually, the streams go by quickly. You don't realize how fast like 2 hours will go by, or 3 hours or whatever. It's like, it's amazing. So you think about how fast that goes by, and the older you get, time flies by even faster, right? You don't even realize it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I just in the last week I lost the whole year.
Yeah, right.
lost an entire year Sunday.
Yeah, you did actually, but I don't know if anybody knows that or not. I was messing. I was on Legend stream. Well, I wasn't on it, but I was in the chat, and I had mentioned that your birthday was the 18th, and so they said happy birthday, and then they showed a picture of the whale. I sent him a picture of the whale in the creek, so he pulled that up on the stream and everything, and so that was cool.
I meant to ask you how that all took place, and so I guess that's how.
That's exactly how. Yeah, I just spilled the beans. I told him you turned 29 on the 18th, and
29 again, and feel like it's like 89.
I wish it was 89.
There it goes, bro. No, I mean years old, not 1989.
No,
89 was not a good year for us. We got to go back a little further than that.
I mean, it maybe not. I don't know in terms of like G.I. Joe, maybe not at least but I was a pretty good year for me. I mean, it wasn't a good year family wise, but it was.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but it was if you're talking about in the realm of like movies and TV and figures.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like that.
It was great for that.
Yes, Batman, obviously, and I can remember riding in my sister's car listening to the Bat Dance song on the radio and by Prince and and going to see that movie at the Rivergate Theater, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right beside the mall. But yeah, no. Family wise, yeah, no, that was not a very good year.
Yeah. We lost both our maternal grandparents in '89. So
yeah,
that was not a good year.
Yeah, January to December.
Yep. Well, let's talk about some fun shit now and say hi to the chat. So, what is going on? We got Son of a Crayon Slayer. Hey now, first in the chat as usual. Got our mate from across the pond in Australia, Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro, who has got a couple of awesome list videos that he has done, and just done a really good video on the micro figure promotion and mail away. I didn't even know that promotion existed. When I watched that video, I didn't remember any of that literature for that. Remember the figures,
man. Yeah, the figures, yes, but yeah, no, I'm with you.
And I'm gonna try to hunt down some of the ones you need, Frostbite. I got a lead on a couple of them. Jay Astro in the house. What's up, Jay Astro? Liquid Identity. is in the house, and looks like that is all that is got a speaking role so far, other than Pop Blender. What's up, Freakazoids? Chili Willy. Where'd Chili Willy? The
I
penguin?
love Chili Willy, man,
I did
especially
too.
because you would watch Woody Woodpecker and
Woody.
Chili
Yeah.
Willy would come on. It'd be one of the cartoons that would come on during like the Woody Woodpecker hour, or whatever,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
30-minute show.
Chili was cool, man. He always reminded me of Jerry from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, he was kind of mischievous though.
Yeah,
Chili Willy was kind of mischievous and would kind of get away with stuff, but be act innocent about it, if I
yeah.
remember right.
Well, that's like Jerry. Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't didn't have a 5 foot tall cat trying to get his ass, but that knew about booby traps. That's what
yeah.
I said. Setting booty traps. Eric Thurman is in the house. What is going on, Eric? How is sunny California? Because I presume it is still pretty sunny there, since you're 2 hours behind us.
It's always sunny.
Never rains in Southern California. That's what Tony said. I don't know if it's
Oh my
true.
gosh.
I've never been
Wow.
there. Never rains in Southern California. What was that other song?
They had If I Had No Loot.
That wasn't.
Remember that one?
Was, yeah,
That's
not
the
the one I
New
was
Jack
thinking of.
Swing. New Jack
Yeah.
Swing on my nuts.
Yeah, but they can do that was Ice Cube sampling that. They can do
Yeah.
Jack Swing on my nuts. Where's Shark Eyes when you need him? He probably
Yeah,
knows the
right.
words to all of it. Oh, yeah. So it's pretty here today, man. It was a lovely day here today.
Yeah, and it's getting cooler at night. You can feel it, and I'm all about it because I'm done with the heat. I'm done with the heat. At my age, I'm done with the heat. There's two things I'm done with. I'm done with the heat, and I don't run anymore unless it's for my wife.
No, if I run, it's because I'm out of bullets, and
Yeah,
then I'm probably just going to throw the gun and stand there.
I'm not kidding. I tell people that now. Because my son every now and then he doesn't do it as much anymore because he knows, but every now and then he won't race or he'll want me to chase after him, and I'm like, the only time I'm going to run for the rest of my life is if it's for my life. That's it. Like there's no more. I'll break an ankle. I'll tear an ACL. I'll pull a hamstring. Like it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm going down like a sack of potatoes, man, and I ain't gonna make it far before I'm going.
Yep.
Hey, give me. I'm old and I'm fat, and that's why I have a carry permit. So Eric or Frostbite said that was a Simpsons reference from Chili Willy. So what do you think Woody Woodpecker was on? What do you think? What kind of you think he was on amphetamines?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm thinking like the stuff the truckers used to take.
Greenies.
West Coast turnarounds, something like that.
Yeah, well, the baseball players use the greenies too because they'd play 4 games or 3 games in 4 days or whatever, and they'd be traveling by bus and all that stuff.
Yeah,
which basically they were amphetamines. That's what they were.
Yeah, because that cartoon was before all that stuff was illegal. So
I loved Woody Woodpecker. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. Like I loved watching that cartoon, and I really don't know why now. Because probably going back and watching it now, it's probably really not that funny. But also, too, if you remember, Woody Woodpecker went through 2 phases.
Yeah,
because the early ones from let's say 50s, I don't know, 60s, he had a darker look and he was kind of fatter. And then sometime in the 60s or 70s, they kind of changed the look of him. He's a little sleeker and a little different color.
Well, his voice changed too. He had a different voice actor on the New Adventures of Pecker.
Yeah. Liquid Identity says Woody the OG tweaker.
I like it. Little crank. Fuck you, Chelios. What's up, Triple C's? Sorry, I'm late. That's all right.
Yeah,
we just getting started, baby. So, no, I don't believe that. Roadrunner better. Well, I don't know.
That's tough.
Possibly.
That's tough.
It's a tough call.
Roadrunner, you know, he didn't really talk though. So
yeah, he just
there's that.
Yeah. I still do that to people. If I'm, going by somebody slow, I'll go meep.
I mean, that's you know, that's how I like. That's how I like my women, like my Roadrunner.
He said, "I take a meat any day. I take a meat too." What's up to Lisa Hargrove from Jacksonville? How are you doing?
That's a cool font.
Yeah, how do you even get that font on here?
That's a yeah, you gotta. Is that a cut and paste? Is that a copy and paste or maybe? I can't remember. I know that sounded great. Tell me you didn't just lose somebody.
Yeah, we got to troop her down.
No,
it's all right. It was just a Crimson Viper.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
He's Crimson Viper.
He's on my fucking list anyway.
He's not on my list, but he was gonna be, but he's not. He's not on my list.
Man, he took out one of the blast effects too. Oh well. I picked him up earlier. What's fun about having these shelves is you get to come home after work and walk in here and go, please don't all be on the floor. And some days they are, and some days they're not.
Yeah, no, I believe that, dude. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it's a struggle, and I got there's so many back there. I post vanilla, like I don't put them in crazy poses. I got some over here on this.
Yeah, they're all pretty much straight up. I mean, you've got a few kind of a little bit here and there, but for the most part, if everybody was able to get a close up, like and actually walk around, look at the shelving and everything, most of them are in pretty standard poses. Nothing
like that far apart.
Yes, and it's one of those things like you feel like any real vibration on the floor, is going to create like dominoes, right?
Yeah, and that's what you got to worry about. And as I talk about a lot with these figures, like they creep. Temperature changes and stuff in the room, they creep. It's like Toy Story in here, man. So
see, they don't do dominoes when they're like this.
Yeah,
not that I want them either. Not that I want them like that. You know what I mean? But I love those booty shorts he's wearing though. Got them green leggings with his brown booty shorts, dude. Yeah, going to.
So I see we both got the corrected version.
We did get the corrected version. We'll get into that, I guess. It's not a lot to talk about it, but yeah, mine came in the same way. But there is one thing I did want to mention, and when we get to it, I'll mention it.
Okay, that's what you told me about earlier. Okay. Lisa says it's a font app. So I still don't know how the hell you got it on to here, and now it's gone. Weird.
Yeah, some of them I've known that like is kind of a you type it in and then you can copy and then paste it in. It's like when you look into that. It's like when you look at Twitter and other stuff, and you see people that have like a special font as their name, or like certain thing, whatever. It's like, well, that's not on the standard thing, but there are ways around it, or ways to do it. So, but anyway, so
interesting. So it's up to Derek Holloman just got here. This says hi to the chat. He didn't even say hi to us. See, be that way. What's up, man?
Okay. That's okay.
Glad you're here, man. And he said, Jay Astro, can he be saved? Is there any saving a Crimson Viper? Really?
It's such a nondescript figure. It is what it is. I don't think there's anything special about him. That's for sure.
I actually do like that figure as well as any of the rest of the Vipers. I mean, how many have we've got it in like 5 colors now? It's like Baskin Robbins Vipers, 30 flavors of Viper.
Yeah,
another one.
Trust me, when I was making my list and checking it twice, he hovered. He was hovering on the periphery.
Yeah, though there's I got a bunch that were hovering on the periphery. If I could have made a runner up to the list, there'd be a whole nother page. So what he says
absolutely.
the dreaded ghost fall. He fell earlier, and I just kind of got him to stand, and I just stuck him back up there. He's in the front, so I figured he was going to fall again. I just tried to stand him where he'd go forwards instead of backwards, because if he goes backwards, he's taking out the entire Crimson team.
So he's pulling a scrap iron and trying to self-delete.
Yeah,
It happened again. He's like doing it on purpose.
Yeah, he's like, I had enough of this shit. Sitting here in this mostly dark room all day, staring at these blank computers.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Yeah, we've had enough. Triple C, I got tables with shelves on them. This room is 10 by 12. The only tables in this room I'm sitting at.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Don't creep. Creep. Yeah.
Yeah. How you fitting in those TLC references?
J Astro, mine will fall overnight. I'll almost be late for work. Yeah, you can't leave them. So you'd be late for work, setting them back up. You can't leave them. I come in here most mornings to see if anybody's fell, and I can't leave them. Even if I don't put them on the shelf, I got to get them off the desk and set them, or the table here, and I set them on the table. So when I walk in here, I'm like, I got to put them guys back up and see, make sure they're good this afternoon.
That's it. Part of that OCD of collecting.
Yeah. Thank them. Congratulate them for not falling over. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Have you opened Triple C's that he just got, Sarge? Have you opened him up yet? I hadn't. Mine was delivered when I was at the camper, and I have not had a chance to open him up yet because I need to make my video right, and I ain't had time to do it in the 2 days I've been back. Well, you're not going to get it anyway, Frostbite, because it's a classified. No, Adam will get it. Shark Eyes. Yeah. He's probably already got it. He just hadn't told you.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, like those live streams, dude, I absolutely crack up from our friends down under.
They are funny.
Oh my gosh.
They are funny.
Yep.
And he says, how's the travel of Touche Viper going? It's going pretty well, actually. He's at his third stop now, getting ready to leave for the fourth. So far, so good.
Nice.
I do have, I've got pictures already from the first 2 stops, and I should have pictures from the third tomorrow. And I know the next stop he won't be there very long, I don't think. So it is actually going pretty well. He's got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
I wish there was a way, like, I know you had mentioned something about having something from each city, or kind of somebody, put something, in or whatever. I wish there was a way, it's like, how people have the passport stamped or whatever, like,
yeah,
I got a stamp from, or a suitcase.
I thought about something like that, and this was honestly the closest thing that I could come up with to that, like, because I sent him off with the winery that I took him to before I left.
Yeah,
before he left, I got one of their pamphlets, and I know it's funny or kind of dumb probably, but even though he's coming right back to me, I put that in there and sent it with him.
J Astro, he might not be my friend after tonight.
What'd you say about the Alley Vipers? Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that now. I got a couple of those too. I like that Alley Viper better than the regular Alley Viper, honestly. Oh, let's see what all else is in here. I did not care at all about the new bird. I'm not a NyQuil fan. He looks like a turkey.
I'm kind of whatever about the bird. I do love the spirit figure, the original one and the first one we got.
Yeah.
And I do like low light. And so I'm okay with that 2-pack. And Anyway, we'll get to it. But
Right.
anyway, yeah, no, I'm okay with it. I didn't go out of my way or nothing for a couple others, but yeah, no, I'm okay with it. And it is a different bird. I mean, if that's something that you care about, then that's cool. I think it was a little odd doing a different one just because I guess, in my mind, I just don't think about him without, freedom. So it's just kind of, I don't know.
But I mean, what are you gonna do for freedom? He's not gonna change costumes. So
No, you could put him in a little, put a little sweater on him.
Oh yeah, he could like they did with Mini Sarge. They could have put a Marauders color.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like put a Marauders colored, or put the logo on him. Just spray paint it right on his feathers.
Like Spirit took him and had him branded with the Marauders logo.
Oh, it's terrible. It's just animal cruelty.
No, man. As I said, I think Storm Shadow finally got him with one of them ninja stars. Freedom's getting old.
I'll tell you what,
slowing down.
If there's anybody that Freedom harassed, it was Storm Shadow. By God,
yeah, he did.
Oh my goodness.
That dude burnt down an aviary in a former life.
You have earned my respect, Spirit. I have not. Yeah. Oh yeah.
On this we must dwell. I bet we could probably recite all of Revenge of Cobra.
Man, I swear, dude. Look, if it was playing, put it on. And I'm with you. My memory sucks now. Not that I don't remember it. It's like, but there's specific lines. As I'm watching it, yes, it'll hit, right? And then you'll go, oh, I know the next line from here. Yeah. I know the next one from here. Ask me to recite it from memory right now, that'd be disappointing.
I know the first and the last line. You know what the first line is? Yo, Joe, convoy, go.
Yeah, that's right. I love that. Yeah, whole opening scene too. And they're flying in, and they got the trucker convoy, and like, dude, I remember watching that at this kid's house named Jay Arand, and he had, I think, the VHS tape of it, or the VHS of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I remember going to visit him right around the corner, and he had it, and like, it's funny how stuff like that's just burned in your brain, certain moments like that. And anyway, so whatever. All right.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting there thinking about it right now.
So when you guys were talking last night, and I said we were talking about Beetlejuice, and I said that's one of the movies, if it's on, like, I got to finish watching it. I watched that movie. It's one of the movies I watched so many times when I was a kid. That's how Revenge of the Cobra is for me. That because I've got it. It's like burned in my brain because I've got that VHS.
Yeah.
Here, the one I used to actually rent, the actual copy. And I've seen that thing so many times. It's the best. Though I went back to Frostbite. He's a peacock.
Matthew's got
NyQuil was a peacock.
Oh,
that it matches its Marauders colors.
Yeah, all right. See, I'd be okay with that. I guess the bird just doesn't vary that much. It doesn't look that different. You're right. Like, from Freedom, so much so that it's like a big difference. I
mean, I get it. I get it. My problem with that 2-pack is more the accessories that they stuck them with.
I'll agree with you there.
They dug deep in the shitty parts bin to accessorize that 2-pack. So
that's not unusual.
Matson's got 4 Crimson Vipers, 4 Crimson Alley Vipers, 4 Crimson Bats, and a NyQuil in a pear tree.
Yeah.
So what is
it? Wait, what is the bird's name? Niall?
It's his name is Niall.
Okay, I thought I was about to say. I was like, am I getting it wrong? No. Is it NyQuil? I was like, no. So it's
it,
Niall. Yeah.
It's NyQuil to me, but it's actually Niall.
So here's the deal. I talked to Matthew about this last night too, right? And I think it was maybe post stream, but yeah, there's like 30 years of G.I. Joe lore that I'm missing because I didn't read all of Devil's Due. I didn't read all of IDW. I didn't read past probably the original Marvel run up to like 100 and maybe 2 or 4 somewhere in there. Anyway. And so he's like, yeah, you're missing like 30 years. You know, there's characters. I have no idea who these people are because I picked up the new issue of A Real American Hero, right? The new run with Larry Hama and stuff. Okay. So anyway, so old NyQuil or Niall, did Freedom die or something in there? And so Niall is like his replacement. Is there some lore I'm missing with this bird that I sound stupid not knowing about to people? Is that, do I know anything? Does anybody know about this bird, where he comes from?
I'm curious too. The chat's gonna have to answer that. And like, I don't know how long bald eagles live. Like African grays live to like 80, you know, parrots. They live like 80 years. Like they get willed down to people. So maybe eagles do too. I don't know. Like, wouldn't that be awesome though? Or suck is like, hey, your great aunt died. She left you her bird that's 50 years old. You don't midlife crisis.
You don't want that shit. No, nobody deserves that kind of cruelty. No, you don't want that shit at all. I'm just curious because, you know, again, like Matthew said last night, we're talking, and he's like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you don't really know about. And where that comic picks up. So that's what I was wondering. I was like, is Niall, like, where is he from? Is this just something they came up with? Did they decide to do something different and then just give this bird a name? Or is he from something?
Yeah, you know? I don't know either. I mean, I read all of the IDWs. I've read up to 170, and I read all of Devil's Due. I don't remember, but see, like in Devil's Due, even, you know, Junkyard, it was his son, but Rottweilers also live about 9 years, so, you know, 10 years. So, so I will say what's up to let's see, 80s Toy Boy is here.
Okay, and so people are so Triple C saying Spy Troop. He says introducing the Spy Troop GI Joe, the new bird. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I saw Bobby Wold there and
Bobby Wold. I had most of those Spy Troop figures, but I don't recall. Maybe I didn't have Spirit. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have Spirit if he came with him. You got me. I don't know. So they picked him up at the local bird park. You can see Spirit and Lowlight going to the local aviary with like a bag and just throwing it over random. Lowlight, we must walk by the eagle enclosure. I seek a replacement.
Silent steps we walk.
Call.
You there, park ranger. Look away.
Look away. Look away. Yeah, look, call that guy's stealing that bird. Matthew says there's 4 timbers. Yes,
wait, what? What?
4 timbers.
No. Yeah, I saw that. This last one. Shipwreck. What? The hell?
Talking about the one where he's in the all blue and he's got the blue beanie, the blue toboggan. I like that version of Shipwreck.
Well, no, but is it the look? He wasn't actually Cobra Commander.
No.
Right? Okay, no. I'm like,
unless maybe he impersonated him because
I'm like, what am I missing here? Like, man, I am way out of it. Then.
that was a really good Shipwreck figure, though. I'd like to see that version.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I had most of them guys for a while. They were not great figures, but it was just good to have G.I. Joe again.
Yeah, you can kind of look at them and tell they're not really very good figures.
they had weird proportions. Like they had little bitty pinheads and like
Big
their arms looked
shoulders,
long. Yeah,
big arms. They look like fucking gorillas, dude.
yeah.
Like they
With,
really do. That's I don't know about
with
that. I
itty
remember
bitty
them, but
heads.
I remember
So,
them, but the packaging looks like something you'd find at Walgreens. It's like the minimal packaging that you get. Like you go to Walgreens to find a figure and it has
oh,
like
like these,
minimal packaging. Yeah, yeah.
like that.
Don't get me started because as I was going through this list of our top or our 10 that we would boot out of the line, and as you start looking through like those photos of the different figures and all that, yeah, and you're like,
like
God, these
like
boxes look like trash.
8 different kinds of boxes, and I see somebody like
Ugh.
well, there's a lot of people in the chat probably still too, but comes to mind is Toy Enhancer. Aaron is big on he's got to have the numbers. And I was too. I was trying to get the first 100 figures,
Yeah.
but he displays his boxes in a way that I would like to, is he
Okay.
likes to have them in numerical order.
Right.
And when you do that with these boxes, like it looks all it's all out of whack because
Yeah.
the way
I know.
exactly
Yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Whether they're taller or not, or just the look, the
wider.
color, wider, artwork, no artwork. It's just and that's the
The,
one overriding shame about this line and the choices that they've made since it's been out since 2020, basically, right? Is that the changes in the boxes. It's such a great line, and at the same time, it's such a shame that they have messed with the look of the
it
way that they put them out.
it really is, man. I mean, it's like I mean, it is. It's little box, big box, tall box, short box. It's freaking crazy.
Window, no window.
And you got the windowless one that have the cardboard flap with the peg on it,
Right.
and as opposed to like the JPEG style or J hook, like they're not J's but
Yeah,
the
with the
plastic.
plastic. Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh
and them things, you take them things off, you're ripping something. If you,
yeah.
they might fall off, but
Right. And well, the PNC says my trunk is full of boxes. Yeah. Now I totally understand that. Definitely. But
yep.
it's for those I guess that do like to keep them in the box and display them. It just looks like a mishmash of 3 different toy lines, 4 different toy lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way.
It does. It completely does. I'll say what's up to Sabir Del Norte. What is up, buddy? Good to see you here. And you mentioned PNC already. Um, what's up, you guys? Thanks for coming by. And if you haven't yet, smash that like button, y'all.
There you go. Yeah.
I remember to
Hit that like, smack it good.
smack it up, flip it, and rub it down.
Okay, so now I see the shipwreck 2003 he disguised as Cobra Commander.
Okay.
I even see the figure here, but God, that's goofy. And he's got these giant boots on that, like, what the hell is that? Anyway, yeah, it's pretty interesting though. But now I get it. So yeah, so see, I'm missing all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. So Woody is a person who puts his inbox stuff in a case. Box situation drives me crazy. And you've got super nice, awesome displays the way you set yours up. And
Yeah,
I mean, and there's nothing you can do, right? Like you want to put them out and you want to show them, and like you didn't make the boxes, you made them all the same, right? You made them look right. So they've really, that's just one of the many things they've botched. And I don't understand why they keep. I get the trying the windowless boxes.
Yeah, we can go through the whole deal. I mean, it comes down to 2 things. One, they were, the idea supposedly was to be, going green as far as not having as much plastic out in the world. And of course, they're talking about, collector's pieces for people who probably are going to keep the boxes rather than throw them and not recycle them. But then it's all about saving money. So, that's your two basic things. It probably has always been about saving money. Honestly, they probably, when the line got popular, they probably like, man, we're spending X amount of million on just plastic alone for the windows and the cases, and then probably somebody, a bean counter or a suit was like, we can save $2.75 million if we just turn this into a really shitty box, but we'll put artwork on the front of it. So they'll be like, wow.
And they're paying somebody to do the awesome artwork, and probably not,
probably ain't paying them worth of shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably not. Let's see what is going on, Lunchbox Killer.
Hey.
What's up, man? Thanks for joining us here. Eric says Tiger Force Flint has some issues. What are they?
Yes, it does.
Mine's in the box.
Yeah, it's called It's called the figure.
I kind of like it because at least it's vastly different, right? Like it's not just a straight up repaint with a little splash here and a little green there and some mismatched brown over here.
Sometimes vastly different is not exactly the best way to go, though.
Well, if you're gonna give me a repaint the damn thing. Like make it look like something.
Well, hell, then you're talking about very few of them, that's for sure.
Yes, that is. Let's
shotgun horse upside
down. Spend less on plastic than cardboard. Yeah. I bet. Matthew says the kickback didn't outweigh the loss in sales or cutback. Or did you mean kickback? Because so many people, that was when they announced that change. And they were first getting ready to go to the windowless packaging, like with Sergeant Slaughter and Blue Ninjas, Kamakura, I think were the first ones that actually come out in the windowless, somewhere along in there. That was at the point that I got into collecting the line and going back and having to buy all of the figures and catch up. I picked up a vast number of my figures from people that were getting out of the line because of the packaging change, because they couldn't display them or the art looked different, whatever reason, they were getting out of the line. So they were selling everything. And that's how I picked up a lot of my back catalog of figures that I needed to get caught up. What is up, Krusty Old Crow? How you doing, Crow Bro?
Yeah, buddy.
Glad to see you here. Man. I don't have the sound effect. Aaron's got it. I don't have the sound effect.
I might have one, but I don't think I can use it on your on here.
Probably not. I gotta get one of them sound deals.
You don't even have to have one. You can. There's other ways to do it.
He did mean kickback. Okay, the government money for that.
No. And I get that because I figured there was there's always some kind of, government wise, maybe, hey, if, your corporation decides to do this, then you can get these tax breaks or something like that. And so, I could see that. As far as plastic costing less than cardboard, I guess I don't know. I don't know enough about the materials. And also different types of cardboard, different types of paper products, basically, right? Cost different amounts by weight and stuff like that, right? Boxes are smaller now; they're not as big, they're smaller. But when they went to the windowless, they got really small. They were super tight. These are, and these are kind of the same way. They're super small, but they have a window just to appease everybody.
And the window is large. It is definitely a big window. What's up to Aaron, the toy enhancer, says he's listening. Hey. Can't chat because he's driving through Texas.
Yes, definitely do not worry about chatting while you're driving. That's for sure.
No reason to buy. Inbox collectors were out, no windows to buy. Yep. So Oh, there was something else I saw. No, okay. Well, I don't know. We can talk about boxes a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah,
later.
whatever, right? Yeah, no, we can talk about that until we blue in the face.
Oh, let me go ahead and get a little something something queued up here, and we'll gonna talk about this right here. So we got our second tier on the Rattler. So I haven't checked it.
Yay!
So I think it hit it. When did it hit it on? Was it Monday? I think. Did Punk
Uh,
talk about it,
I man,
or
you
is
know
it
what?
yesterday?
Matthew would know. I thought it was yesterday, but
It might have been yesterday morning. Okay. Either way, so we're up to 14 422 backers. We got the gunner unlocked. 19 days and 2 hours left to back it. So who here has backed the Rattler? Um, like you know, who's already done it, and who's going to, or who's planning on getting it either way. But I'd like to know who's part of this 14 422. Who's already backed it. I have. I ordered mine the first day.
I'll get mine probably in the last week or so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. There's no early bird special for anybody, so that there's no incentive to worry about getting it.
Yeah.
ASAP. And if there was, it'd be a different story. That's my reasoning is that I will get it, but I don't. I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel the pressure.
There's none.
Right, there's no pressure, so I will wait until I'm super comfortable and uh, not just what I mean? Like it's just like,
Yeah.
well, hell, I mean, you can back it whenever you want. So then yeah, I'm definitely and it's not like I'm gonna miss it. Like
All,
that's
all,
not going to happen.
although you could help us get the Baroness sooner.
We're gonna get to Baroness either way, man.
Right.
My one vote ain't gonna tip the scales.
Yeah. There's without a doubt. So let's see who's
Yeah.
Lunchbox has ordered it. Derek says he is not yet. He is in your camp. He's gonna get it. Woody got one. Eric says he might. You
Mhm.
going to? You one of us. One of us.
Liquid Identity has a so that's the deal with that is there's a lot of people that just wanted Wild Weasel. Like they just wanted that.
Yeah, but I don't see. The whole situation with Copperhead was kind of jacked up. Like they give us Copperhead, but no announcement or plans or anything for the water moccasin. And
Missed opportunity right there.
it was, but they hadn't really tested the waters with the vehicles yet because we didn't have any vehicles at all when he
Yeah.
come out, other than we had the Ram and the Coil and the Chariot. I think was all that had been out.
Yep. Yep.
So Bobby is gonna get it. Um, Crow, I'd go ahead. He said he's gonna wait, but he's gonna get it later. I mean, I'd get it now, Crow. I
Hey,
mean, I
look
know how you feel about it, but
here's
it's
the
just
deal
gonna
though.
cost you.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Okay, so we went to Joe Fest. How much did you get a hiss with everything in it? How much did you pay
Oh,
for it?
I got it cheap. I'm not at
So,
liberty to say, but I got it cheap compared to what they're going for.
but you see what I'm saying though.
Yeah, the deals
You
can
can
be had.
you'll be yeah you if you don't mind waiting, you're gonna find one and you're gonna get a deal. Maybe you pay $50 more. Is it a big deal? Or maybe you go to a con or you go something like that and you're able to nab one at cost, right? Or at whatever, or cheaper than what you'd pay on the open market as soon thereafter, right? You give it a little time. So if you're a
Oh
person
yeah,
that's not super worried, you don't do reviews, you're not worried about having it so you can just get it right then, and you're a patient person, you'll be able to get one and probably at a reasonable price. Eventually,
Yeah,
it just who
eventually.
knows? Yeah,
Depends on how long you
that's what I
will
said.
wait.
Right. If you're a patient person and it's not that you really, really are just pressed about it. And there are those people out there. That's the thing. Like, we forget there are people who don't have to get every figure as soon as they go up at noon. They don't have to pre-order everything on the first day. There are plenty of people like that.
And this brings up something that a term that I have invented. At least I think I did, and I'm gonna touch on that in just a minute. But it goes right back to what you just said. So I want to go through and Triple C. Yes, the second tier. That's what we're talking about. It did unlock. Let's see who all else. Severe, yes, on yesterday. Fact it and canceled. All you really want is Wild Weasel. If that is the case, and you are prepared to pay $60 to $100 for Wild Weasel, you're saving yourself $250.
That's what I was saying, right? There's people that actually just want that figure. There's a lot of people like that, probably, that really just want the figure, or they may not have room either. That's the other thing too, right? There's a lot of people that just don't have the room. They'd never be able to open it.
I'm not gonna have the room by the time it gets here.
Yeah,
by the time this thing shows up, I might be doing this in the living room.
Right.
Aaron says he picked up 4. Severe, yes. I forgot about CoverGirl. Yep, she come with the Wolverine. I forgot about her. Triple C says it too. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too, about the Wolverine. We're gonna talk about that in just a minute too. So the Hiss resells in Canada for $900. So that's what I was saying was, yes, eventually, if you are in the right place at the right time, you can get a deal. But for Crow specifically, because they can't really get them there, is he going to be able to be in the right place at the right time to get one at a reasonable price?
Well, not this. Well, never mind. I'm just not. I mean, he was in a place where he could have got one.
Hey, you're right.
For not $900. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. I get it.
I can't. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I ain't saying, but I'm saying.
I think the what I'm getting at is, like, they might not come up very often reasonable.
Sure. No, I mean, absolutely. No, I do understand that, but sometimes opportunity knocks too, right? Like, and you're not always up there. So there are ways, but again, I get it. It is what it is. I know that there are a lot of people out there who don't feel the FOMO, right? Like, they just don't, it doesn't affect them at all. And they're like, I'll come by it when I come by it at my own pace.
Yeah, I get it when I get it. And that's kind of your approach on it. Although for this, most stuff you pre-order, but some stuff.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yes, and if I like it enough, I definitely will pre-order it. And most stuff I do get, but I only really get one of each thing. Right. I don't army build. I don't buy multiple vehicles, but also I'm not, if I don't get the email saying, hey, it's on the way, I'm not super worried about it, right? Like, it eventually the email will come. I'll get the email, or the figure will be released wherever I purchased it from. And that's just the way I look at it. As long as I know it's coming at some point in time. But I'm not super worried about getting it right. But as far as actually being, like one of the first people to get it, I'm not that worried about it. But it also, I don't necessarily need it per se, right? Like, as far as doing reviews and stuff like that. So I get that part of it too.
Jay Astro said, Aaron, you want to sell one of them extra wild
I saw
weasels?
that.
And
Yeah.
Crow's like, there's a line at Aaron's door for the extra
Oh,
wild
sure.
weasels.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be like a drug dealer's house. People are gonna be showing up at 1
Yeah.
a.m, staying for
Like,
5 minutes, and then
they give
driving
him
off. And another person pulls up, and they're there for 3 minutes, and they drive off.
he's gonna have a little chute out the door or one of the windows where they like slip money under the door and he'll drop a wild weasel out of his chute. Like something being on the wire.
Yeah. Woody has a good question, actually. Woody has a great question. Oh, my bad. Go ahead and pull it up. I was gonna highlight it. You got it. I like that question. Do you consider Wild Weasel a troop builder, or an individual character? I personally, in my head canon, he's an individual character.
Yeah.
But I could understand people maybe not thinking that way, just because.
Yeah. He's his own character to me. He was in the comics, he was in the cartoon, but he could be. You could have him as your main character, and then all the other Rattler pilots just look like him. Or he could be Wild Weasel 1, and those guys are call sign, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. But he is an individual standalone character. But then again, people do it with Grunt, so Grunt is not a troop builder.
Yeah, no,
so
but he's
guys,
a greenie. He's a greenie, though, and it's easy to take those greenies and just pretend that they're just all red shirts. They're all Star Trek red shirts, right?
Right. Billy Renfro, what is going on? Thanks for coming by and joining in the Chizat. So, I think this figure looks good. I know somebody says something about him being like a pretty boy under the mask. Oh, what, Cobra can't have attractive people? I mean, he's got a scar.
I'll be honest with you, and
I've got a scar
because I'm missing 30 years of lore, I guess. Did we see Wild Weasel's face ever in the comics or anything like that? Because I don't remember it. But again, I am missing out on all the IDW stuff and all the other, comics and stuff like that.
I don't remember ever seeing his face. Now, I'm sure Bobby Wald's in the chat and Matthew's here.
Hey, so let me ask the chat. If we have never seen his face, I want to ask the chat. Y'all can type it in if you want to, and I want to ask you too. If you had not seen the face of this figure, okay, and you've not seen his face in like comics or whatever, if they've never shown it, what did you guys think his face looked like? Because you had it in your head somehow what he looked like under the helmet, right? Like, so because in my mind, and this is going to sound super goofy, but in my mind, because of the name Wild Weasel, I imagine a guy with glasses and buck teeth.
What? You can't qualify to fly a plane if you need glasses.
I know, but it's just that you get it though. Like in my head, it's just like whenever I thought like Wild Weasel, I just thought of somebody with buck teeth and like glasses. I don't know why, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way. It sounds so stupid, but I just wondered, well, like if everybody had that in their head, like what Wild Weasel looked like, did you imagine him as a good-looking man? I guess would be my question.
I've never thought about what Wild Weasel looked like under the helmet, to be honest with you.
I'm not saying I thought about it often. It's just the name evokes to me, like, I don't know why, but that's PNC is like a Jawa.
Utini. Yeah, I mean,
Kilmer.
I saw Val Kilmer. I don't guess I would have really thought that he would have, but I think if they're going to scar his face like that, they should have took out a chunk of hair up there where it goes up, because it goes all
Does
the
it-
way
oh,
up to
does
his
it go up?
hairline. Yeah. I can't
Yeah,
zoom it in anymore. It
that
goes
that
all the
would
way up
be
to his hairline.
that would be difficult to do though. I would think like I guess it just a strip because anytime somebody has a scar that goes up like that, you're not missing like a giant chunk of hair, but you are missing where that line is because you can't grow any hair out of that scar. But
Wild Weasel's behind. It's the Weasel.
I love some of these though. Like this is so great.
The
Um,
Weasel.
I would have called him the Sham Wow guy. Um, older Brit guy with thinning hair. Um, what is that? In my mind,
Liquid.
is more dark skinned, black hair, clean shaven with a cleft lip. Okay, classified works fine for me though. In my head, it was much more scarred up. That's what Matthew says. It's just great. I like a Java. I just can't help it. It's just so great. But yeah, like you know how it is sometimes, man. Like you have a head canon with certain things, and in my mind, it's like you never seen the face. You know, you
Yeah.
probably didn't think you ever would see the face. And now that we've got a head sculpt for Wild Weasel that we've never seen before, it's like a lot of people are like, "That's not what I imagined him looking like."
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think much about it when they showed his face. Now Billy
Chaz.
Renfro says he looks like his name should be Chaz or
Oh
something.
God.
Now, he does, but I tell you, after sitting here thinking about it for a second, so he's a pretty boy, but his personality in the comic and the cartoon both, he was pretty arrogant. You know, he was, and he was a good pilot. He knew it, and he was kind of an arrogant guy.
Oh yeah, and I remember his voice too.
Oh yeah, he had a. I think he and Copperhead are probably in the running for the most bizarre, does not fit what I think it should sound like characters.
Right.
But because he kind of had that like southern Skeletor like, kind of voice.
Yeah, it's just it's an evil voice is what it is.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is.
a minute, evil kind
Yeah,
of
yeah. It's definitely a bad guy.
Sly evil voice. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely. So we got our stinking patches, and we got our rattler gunner. Now this dude, there's your wild weasel head. Somebody said he had dark skin with
Just no
clean
mouth.
shaven. Yeah, he could be clean shaven under there.
But does he have a mouth under there? See?
He could maybe he's just got like a robot speaker. He's a really fancy bat.
Or it's like you remember Twilight Zone the movie? You remember one of the skits where that little kid keeps all them people trapped in that house
Takes
and
the mouth away.
Takes the mouth away.
That was some creepy shit.
Yikes.
And the episode for that is actually creepier, I think, than what it was in the movie, except for the damn Jack in the Box. That was creepy both, but I know Jay Astro knows what we're talking about.
Oh my God, I don't even know why I just thought of that. Other than like, you just had I do think it's look. I get it. I guess with the handkerchief or the over the mouth and the nose or whatever. But I would have liked to have had at least another head sculpt without it.
I would have too. I think it would have been cool to, like, if you're not going to use this dude and you're going to make him ground crew.
Yes.
Give us a head, and then give us. I mean, they like giving us the scarf. They like giving us the neckerchief. So it's not like we hadn't had a dozen characters. It's already had the damn thing. Paint one of them red and use it as an accessory for this guy.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, look, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's just they give you two head sculpts, and color wise or whatever. But one of them without the bandana or whatever, I'd have been okay with.
So we're what 3,000 and 3,600 roughly.
What is she at? 17.
She is at 18. Is it 18 or 17?
I had trouble reading the font.
18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 18. So So we're at 14-4. So
I
we
mean,
need
look,
30th.
it's gonna happen. How many of there are a bunch of me's out there waiting till like the last week or something?
Oh, several people in the chat.
A
So
lot.
19 days, so a little under 3 weeks. When do you think it's going to hit it before the last day or two? I think
Yeah.
we got 19 days. I think it's going to hit it with a week left.
It'll be I think it'll be less than a week. I'll just say less than a week to create some tension.
Yeah. Yeah.
People
I
start
think,
going, "Oh, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen?" I mean,
oh,
you
man.
know it's going to happen.
The I know you don't. I know you don't get on the Facebook groups, and I'm really active in the one I always talk about, the classified community group.
Yeah.
I'm real active in that group, and the amount of posts that I see with people going, well, I don't know, guys. I don't. Do you guys think it's going to hit? What do y'all think? And I can just imagine Jeremy Kimmerlin sitting behind a computer with a sharpened pencil, wanting to hit his eyes with it because he's got to approve or read through so many of those posts.
I mean, there's like all right in a row, we've got like, Bobby Wold, Derek, and Matthew, like all in a row right there because Bobby said something about the international orders don't get added until the last week. And then Derek says it'll clear 20K. And then you've got, 22 for Matthew. The last 2 days will gain a couple thousand. I agree with all of those. I mean, obviously the international, I don't know anything about that per se.
Yeah.
Or I don't know about that myself. But and then the 9th, what is that? That's the last day?
That's the last day.
Okay. Yeah. In my mind, for some reason, I'm thinking we're later in August than we actually really are, and I was thinking, God, that's early, but
just the 21st.
4 days, yeah.
Crow, the last 12 hours, there'll be a fourth patch. There better be a hydrofoil.
Man.
So we got 22, we got 20, 23.
Okay.
I originally said I thought this would do as much as the hiss.
You know what? I'm going to jot these down. I'm going to jot down these predictions. So we had Matthew said 22. 22.
20 up here.
Said
20.
Derek said 20 easily. Is that your final answer, Derek? 20? Or are you going to go $1?
Let's make a deal.
Woody says 23. Let's say 23. All right. Billy Renfro says 22. 867.
Everybody's going severe. Everybody's going Price is Right.
I love it. It's great. All right. Yeah, have a little fun with it. We can revisit it. So Derek says 22 as well. So him and Matt are on. Matt said easily 22. I mean, we could obviously go 23,750 for Crow. 23,750. Obviously we could go with like literal numbers, as in down to the 1 and 0, right? Rather than just a 25K or a 22.
Yeah.
You could just pick your number, right? Closest to the pin wins, so to speak. All right.
Todd C says 21.
All right, Todd.
Triple C says 24.
All right. You're going up there, man. Triple C thinks people going bust it on this one. All right.
Put me down for 25.2.
25.2?
25,200.
Okay. 25.2.
So right. Eric asked how it's doing compared to the Dragonfly, and I also have way back up here a comment starred from Eric that I just unstarred, but Eric said, "I just wish we had the Dragonfly already." Somehow I just unstarted. So I'd start that because I do too. I got my mixed feelings on these HasLabs and the whole deal with it. Um, I'm not a fan of backing another one until we get the last one.
Yeah, I know you're not. I know you don't.
It's
You don't. Yeah, I get that.
now it's whoever wins gets a
Let's
patch.
see. Liquid Identity says pointless predictions to me. Well, here's the deal. It's just for fun, right? Entertainment
Yeah,
purposes only.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm just for shits and giggles, really. There's no, I mean, yes, I agree. Doesn't matter as long as it's over the 18K. Yes,
yeah,
it obviously doesn't
yeah.
matter.
It's not like Hasbro's calling
But
us
it's
up
just like
saying, "What do y'all think?"
yeah, but it's just like predicting box office numbers for
Yeah,
movies. It's like, is this going to make $1 billion or is this going to clear 500 million or whatever? Same deal, same thing.
yeah,
Just for fun.
yeah.
Um,
Same, Eric.
right.
I want the last one delivered on. And look, it's Hasbro. We know we're gonna get it, and that's what everybody's like. Who cares? If it gets pushed back a little bit. I know that. Lawrence is one of those. He was like, "You're gonna get it. It'll get here when it gets here."
Yeah.
And he's right. And Hasbro's good for it. It's not a Kickstarter, is a startup company, but like they got the money, but they don't want to overproduce them. That's the whole. We can talk this to death. I don't really want to, but
No.
they don't want to overproduce them and not sell them, and that's why they do it this way.
There you
I
go.
kind of don't blame them, but I kind of also agree. But I would like to have the Dragonfly here before I give them another $356 because that is how much it cost me to order it with taxes.
Yeah. No, I totally get it, and I'd say most people probably feel the same way.
But
Um,
Billy says it'd been the right thing to do, not charge for this HasLab until the Dragonfly was shipped. Like you said, they don't really care. Yeah, that's not how business works as much as we'd like it to. And you got to think, what did they tell us it's going to be? It's going to be when the hiss came, which is around the 1st of December. Is
yeah.
probably when we're going to get it.
Right.
I don't want to be getting hit with a $350 to $6 charge in the 1st of December.
Well, and that's true.
And I probably wouldn't be backing it if that was the case.
Well, but I understand the logic, but yeah, the timing of it probably not great for a lot of people. If that were the case, yeah, I totally get that.
Liquid says I'm no fun at parties.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sorry.
And what was the lunchbox? Is it y'all think Hasbro will do something like Kickstarter? Well, I mean, the HasLab is basically a Kickstarter, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just not to get the company off the ground. It's to get something made.
Yeah, but,
I think
a GoFundMe or similar kind of principle. You get the money in, then you make the product.
Now,
take all your orders and you make the product.
Now, if we start seeing actual official Hasbro product on Kickstarter, they're on the ropes.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as the principle of what they're doing, like they're not making the product and then selling it. They're taking the orders and they have a certain amount they want to get to before they'll begin production. GoFundMe is kind of, not exactly the same. You just send all your money, but like any kind of crowd-funded project is in principle very similar in that way.
Yeah.
That the product is not made yet until you get to a certain amount, you reach a goal, and then you can put it out, or you can start production as you hit that first tier, right, or whatever.
Yeah, I wish. I don't know. I wish they had a little different way to do it, but I don't. I mean, would you rather
them make it and then just sell it?
I kind of would
mass produce it, because that's for a $300+ item. That is a very, very risky proposition.
Oh yeah, and that's why. I mean, that's why they don't do it.
It's like Star Wars toys right now. They're just sitting on shelves.
If they did it though, that's the thing. It would be exactly like we're seeing with the Vamp and the Ferret and the Tiger Paw, on a much larger scale because they're going to make less of them off the bat. You know, they might say they ran 25 or 50,000 of them. They're not going to make that many of them things. So
right.
At that price, Liquid Identity, if they announce a whale next year, I'll kick my Rattler off a cliff and I'm going to love my Rattler. So I don't know. I think the whale is going to be next year's, but we got plenty of time to talk about that.
Yeah, we do.
What's going on to D Griff?
Hey.
How you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. 525. I think by the end of 2025, the Dragonfly will be down. It'll be like the Hiss. It did about the same numbers roughly. I think it will come down from 525 because we haven't even had the Hiss for a year, and I see Hisses all the time for anywhere from 4 to 6. So
yeah,
if you look hard enough, you can, especially if you don't want the figures with it. So I think it'll come down. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry. Liquid's comment is just so good.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's exactly how it works. Hello.
If it works that way, I might order another one.
Triple C says, Pop Blender, it wouldn't be a $300 if it was mass produced. Well, why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, if they produced it at the level with the intricacies that they're doing this one,
and the figures too.
Now, yeah, if you're talking without the figures,
because I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, why charge less? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I mean, I don't know what that price point would be if they put out for retail. Maybe they have different numbers they run for that, but I don't know what would change that, right? Like, I don't know what factor would change that price if they just mass produced it, or if they make 20,000 of them.
Yeah, if they did it as is, I think it would still be that price point, and they're not going to put that out in the store. I do agree with what others have said. As I'll echo that, is they could have done this way cheaper than $325, even with 3 figures and some patches. They could have this, and I predicted it was going to be more than what it is, but I think they could have done it cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of cheaper, Woody saw a Hiss the other day, no figs 250. That makes sense. I could see that.
I think I've seen one go for that.
So the Facebook group. So the Hasbro should make it available to everyone, not Pulse members. But the Pulse membership is free, right?
Well, you just order.
Yeah, you don't have to pay to be a member of Pulse.
Well, so, I think he means premium.
Well, but you don't have to be a premium member either to get the Rattler, right?
No,
like anybody can order. Yeah, you just pay for shipping. So technically, I think that the membership's pretty free, and I don't think it's just exclusive. No, I know it's not exclusive to premium members, but yes, the premium, the $50 over the course of a year for free shipping. It does pay for itself if you like to get your stuff through Pulse, right? Through Hasbro. But if you order other ways like Amazon and stuff like that, and you got your free shipping for being a Prime member or whatever, then it's kind of 6 1/2 dozen the other. Really, when it's all said and done. But you just don't have to pay the $50 fee if you're a Prime member, but you're paying for a Prime membership. So I guess it's kind of just how that rolls.
I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm about getting to the point where like the only thing, the free shipping and having first crack at Pulse exclusives is about the only thing I'm using it for, because I've ordered a lot of stuff from other places.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
I'm paying to get figures last, and we talked about for some people that's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal for me, but I also review figures. So the earlier I get it, the better that video is going to do, even though it's not on a scope to like what's like Punk does or Travis Moody. It's still the same principle. The earlier you get it, the better it does. So you pay for Pulse Premium and you're getting your shit last, unless it's a Pulse Premium.
It is weird. I know it is. It's very strange how that all works out. And again, I think it comes down to what kind of patience do you have, as a person. Is it, that early availability coming from Amazon or Big Bad Toy Store or wherever it is? It's weird. It doesn't really make any sense, and I don't know how it all works. Right? I have no idea.
Yeah. So we've talked that one up. It's at 14.4. If you want the Rattler, order it now or order it on September 9th before 11:59 Eastern, and
there you go.
Hopefully in another 14 months or 16 months, we'll all have Rattlers, and we'll be complaining about whatever the next thing was. So let's see if we got anything. Yeah, GameStop. Yep. GameStop
Billy is getting stuff to GameStop. Yeah, evidently it is. And now they have, I don't know about now, maybe they've always had one, but somebody mentioned earlier they have a credit card now.
Yeah, I saw that. I think
want to go that route? You can go that route, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that advertised on when I had it pulled up looking for other stuff. Yeah, GameStop, I've talked about it on here before a few times. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Woody. We're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. Sarge, so what was it you wanted to talk about booty short Sarge?
Oh, booty shorts. Oh, no. Well, my thing was about the people. So what would you do if you got one shipped and you said mostly they were going to Canada? The one like it got shipped out early.
The error version.
Yeah, so two things. One is the error version is that if you got one where the hat and the glasses weren't on the figure in the box, is that would that be considered anything at all?
It's a variant. It's a running change variation. And according to what I was told just yesterday, I had a conversation with somebody that does have some, I won't say inside knowledge, but an inside track. Supposedly there were only about 1,000 of these that got actually produced and shipped before he did not give permission for that packaging. So it is going to be very rare.
Yeah, and I saw that, Crow said he got the error version. So that was one question I had just from that standpoint. Like, so if you keep it in the box, don't open it and all that stuff, then obviously, what that's worth, I don't know. I mean, the market will decide that. Daredevil Dave, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Dave?
The other thing though, and this is the first time I've seen this, because I checked a couple other boxes. So when you look on the back of the box, normally it has like there's printed on the back, and it has basically what comes in the box. What is, includes figure and says 18 pieces, I believe is what this says. And then it's all in different languages. But I noticed on the back of this Sarge box, it's the first time it's a sticker. So let me see if I can figure out how to turn this to the camera. I know it's not high def, but this part right here that has the includes a figure and 18 pieces and all that, it's a sticker that's been stuck on the back of the box. It's not.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, it's not
the color difference.
See, look at like you can see it's not printed on there. And And I wonder what's under that sticker. And I don't want to peel it off because I don't want to mess up the box. But
it's the file card.
and it's somewhat, they got it about as level as they can get it, but over by the GI Joe, like right over here, it's a little not quite level where somebody put this sticker on, or a machine, I guess. But even the sticker itself is starting to peel at the edge of it, where it's at right here. It's starting to peel, and I know I can't give you a good representation, but I think you might be able to actually see it. Can you see the peel just a little bit right by the corner of the box? It says attention right there. See, that's a little peel. So I didn't know if anybody else had gotten theirs and noticed that. You can feel it. It's raised, but it is a sticker. And I was just curious.
PNC says Wild Weasel's face is behind that sticker.
Hey, yes. Or it could be where Niall buried Freedom's body. So
Freedom's corpse is under there.
So, but anyway, it's the first time I've ever seen that. And it's shiny. It's a shiny sticker, so it doesn't match the box. And so I wonder if they screwed that up and what's printed under there has the wrong amount of pieces or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Only one way to find out.
I know, and I really don't want to peel it off, though. That's the problem. I mean, I'm just curious because I've never seen that before on one of the boxes. That's why it's like, man, it's a sticker.
So I will show you on mine. Mine is not a sticker.
Yours is printed.
Mine's printed.
So what is it?
Same one that you
does it say figure in 18 pieces? That is so weird. That makes no sense at all, unless they included like another language or a couple more languages, or they, or maybe this box is messed up underneath, and they're like, "Hey, we're just gonna slap a sticker on."
Yeah, we just put a sticker under there. You peel it off, and it's got like the piece count for. Like low light and spirit or something under there. Todd C says that's a patch.
Yeah, right. But seriously though, like it's just weird. I mean, is it a big deal? No, it's not. Ultimately, at the end of the day, yeah, right.
The more I think about it, the more I'm cracking up. You peel the sticker off, and it's another piece of artwork of Freedom.
Some bones. It's
like feathers and bones.
Feathers and bones, and you're like, that's fucking Freedom.
That sounds like a country band.
Jesus. Rafe Mace, what is up, buddy? Good to see you, man.
Hey, feeling, buddy? Good to see you here, Rafe.
Hell yeah.
So there's some people that are mentioning that some of the imports, figures that are brought over as imports, have stickers. They do, but all the ones that I've gotten, the stickers are Chinese. Because it's where these made, and I've ordered figures from AliExpress, and they're Hasbro figures. They're the same damn figures, and they all have the Chinese import, like the Chinese factory sticker on them.
It's just odd. I don't even. Like
I need to get well, I'm trying to think what else is near this that I got.
Maybe there's a Wonka ticket underneath that sticker.
I've got the golden ticket. All right. Oh, don't fall, Torch. So I got Torch.
Those booty shorts, Sarge. You are working it. Get those glutes. Is it a big deal? No, I just thought it was really weird, and I thought maybe there was, if anybody else had a sticker on it. There's got to be more than one.
Woody says he just checked his 3, and none of them have stickers.
This shit is weird, man. I mean, obviously, it won't be displayed that way, and yeah, like I said, ultimately, it doesn't matter. But I noticed it. I noticed it though, and I was like, well, that's odd. Like I checked Naugahyde and a few other figures, and it didn't. So yeah.
Well, I just checked Torch and the Paw and the Ferret, and none of those have stickers.
Yeah, it's interesting, but
I'm looking at something else I got
I'll
over
do a
here.
little digging. I'll do a little digging. Maybe I can come up with something. Maybe somebody, maybe they just for some reason that was just one part of their order. Yeah, I don't blame her. She's like,
Yep.
you get rest.
Get you some rest, man. Yeah, well, thanks for coming by and saying hi, Rafe, and
Yeah, brother.
checking in with us. We're good. We're good. We're glad you're good.
Yep.
So very, very, very glad to see that. So,
Hell yeah.
Todd, see, we can always place you in a venerable dreadnought. I'm guessing that is something with
Yeah.
regenerative abilities in uh, Warhammer. So, Triple C, no sticker on
Yeah.
his. So anyway, so there's a sticker conspiracy, and I want to find
Yeah.
out because if it was something like the Aird, the box, maybe I could see a sticker being on one or the other. But since we've got a bunch of people with this version and nobody else has it, Crow, is your Sergeant Slaughter box handy? And see if there's a sticker on yours. If
I just don't even know what it's just like. What purpose did this serve? Is the print missing off the box? And they're like, oh shit.
stickers and patches, stickers and
I
patches.
don't even need that information. Eight figure and 18 accessories. I'm like, I don't need that info. I don't care about that info. Like it's sealed, it's in there.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we've discussed the great sticker shock.
Yeah.
I'm glad you noticed that because that's interesting. I'd like to know, especially
It's weird.
The curiosity would kill me. I'd peel it off. I'm pretty good at getting those things off, so I would.
No.
I'd have to know.
The worst part is I'd take it off and then like it says exactly the same thing underneath.
You might have the only one in the world that has a sticker on.
Dude, that would be cool. That's all I'm saying. It's not worth a shit. It doesn't matter. But if it was the only one out there, that would be cool.
Grand piece count info, so they think they bought Billy a good present. If they bought him Sergeant Slaughter. They bought him a good present, even if he's got his Planet Fitness shorts on.
Dude, I swear I can't unsee it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Woody, use a steamer so you don't wreck underneath of the sticker. You could probably do it with a hairdryer too.
Yeah.
Peel it off. So all right, so we've covered the stickers, we've covered the patches. Now let's cover the Vanguard. Talk about the old Vanguard. They're shipping this week.
I'm about to get some people mad at me.
People are getting theirs. I have watched exactly 2 reviews on the Vanguard, both with vastly varying opinions on
really.
Could not be further ends of the spectrum. And one thought it was meh, and one thinks it is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And these are people that are in different camps. So they are here, they're shipping. Possibly somebody in the chat has one, and I want to know if you got it. All 3 or all 4 versions are available now to buy on Valaverse. $185. I think it was free shipping on this thing, or very low. See, I'm trying to remember because that was free shipping on U.S. domestic orders. That's huge. This thing's fucking large. It's that free shipping on this is great, and there's no paying $50 a month to Bobby to have to order this thing and get free shipping. That's pretty big. So did anybody order the Vanguard? Trying to scroll through the chat and see. Yeah, just don't say exposed. It's a safe space here. Yeah, I don't have it, so I'm not exposing it. I ain't got anything to expose. So, Dave. So Dave ordered it.
Right.
Which one did you order, Dave? Did you? I think you told me. Did you? You told me, right? Because I said I like the muddy one, and no, it wasn't you. It was Mython, I think. So which one did you order? Because Mython Python got one. He's happy with it. So see, that's the only one. It's the only one I see that says they have. Okay, Woody. Woody got the muddy tan one. That's the one I like. I like the muddy. I like the muddy tan one. So I just wondering if anybody got it and what your thoughts on it are. If you got it. Oh, I think it's cool. It's not. I'm not gonna say I don't think it's worth $185. I think it probably is. It's just there's other things that I would rather order at that price point. I think it's a cool vehicle, honestly. I like the Rizvani, so I think it's a neat idea, neat concept. Crow muddy one looks badass. Dave got the gray one with no mud. That was what Mython said. He said the muddy one hadn't been announced yet when he ordered his, and I'm surprised they didn't give people an option to change it or swap, which one you wanted. Or perhaps they did, but it doesn't sound like they did, because you're the second person I've seen say they would have ordered the muddy one if it was available when they ordered. So yeah, I don't know. I said that too when I first saw it. If it come in black, I'd have gotten it. But I really like both of these colors. I'm surprised they didn't offer black with it. Yeah, Eric, that was one of the reviews.
Good for him.
Yeah. That's the thing that is the turret. The turret is seems to be most people's issue with it from what I've seen. Without having it in hand, I don't know how big a deal it would be, but it probably would be a gripe of mine too. The turret does not traverse up and down, and everybody's like, well, it can only shoot straight forward at one level. So I haven't seen one in person. I'd like to see one in person and kind of get my hands on it. And why can't I click on this? It seems like this should be a link.
View product.
Okay. Still can't blow it up.
So if you go to Valaverse, you can straight to Valaverse. It's got.
This is on Valaverse.
Oh, is it? Oh no. Okay, my bad. So because I'm looking. That's interesting. What you're looking at and what I'm looking at are like two totally different things, but it's like the same thing. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I just went up there and clicked the Vanguard.
Yeah, the page looked totally different with the red and all that, and mine says "add to cart." Like it's weird. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's $185. They're still available. I didn't realize. So says the muddy ones are a limited run of 500. I didn't realize that. It's there if it's your thing. It's obviously not for some people.
Can I speak my piece?
Yeah. What do you think?
Overrated. Super overrated. Plain Jane. This thing looks like something a wine mom would pick her fucking kids up from soccer in.
That is what
I swear to God, that's just what it looks like to me. I don't dislike nobody, like nobody, don't give a shit. It just looks like a soccer mom vehicle to me.
It is plain. It does look plain, but till I see the Stinger in person, the Stinger looks plain as shit to me too.
You already know what you're looking at with that.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm
but
saying? Like, you already know what that's gonna look like.
so
I mean,
there he is. There's Punk.
yeah, yes, and
Uh, uh,
that's a big issue for him. I can see that it's probably a big issue for a lot of people if that's the case. Um, I'm just going off of just looks. I like what PNC said because honestly, dude, I'm not lying. That's one of the first things. That's one of the first things that came to my mind, and I'm not lying to you. I thought it's like Tonka truck toy, just gray, like you know what I'm talking about. Like I know
yeah, I mean,
it just doesn't do anything at all for me. Now, doesn't mean, I care whether it does anything for anybody else. That is all good because I don't care. For me, it doesn't do anything for me at all.
I think if you look
Not at
at
$185.
yeah, if you look at this picture here, and then you go back to like this picture here, I definitely think they would have helped themselves by adding some more pictures with the decals on it because it does break it up and make
Probably
it
so.
look so plain. I
Right.
do agree it does look rather plain, but it has some awesome stickers if you want to sticker it up, and they did that because some people may want it plain, and obviously if you've got the stickers on there it's going to break it up quite a bit. Seen
Right.
the other review I watched, that person that put several of the stickers on there, I thought it looked pretty decent. It's not going to be for everybody.
Yeah, and that's it, right? It's not for everybody. And I totally get that. Some people are really in love with it, or really enjoy the that line and everything too. I just this particular piece for me, just doesn't really do anything for me. There's no needle moving on it for myself.
Yeah, Crow says Punk did a 57-minute view. Tough call for what you like versus what you don't, but overall, I see a lot to like here, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like I see
Yeah.
a lot that I like, and I see a lot of stuff that I would like to see done differently. But I say the same thing when I look at some of the Hasbro shit. I'm just made 3 videos ripping them
Yeah.
an asshole.
Right.
So, I've done plenty of figure reviews where I'm not happy with the figure. So everything is not for everybody. Would I now if I found one of these like if I found one for sale, like Facebook Marketplace,
Right.
and wasn't beat up, maybe they just wanted the figure, maybe
Right.
they took pictures and they're selling it, for cheaper, I'd probably jump on it just to have it, just for something different.
I guess too, for some people, they're going to, I mean, look, I guess, some people don't care about paying that kind of money and customizing something. Right. I mean,
Yeah,
I know that a lot of times they try to
I
find
don't.
something not that expensive,
Yeah,
but I can see people who say, hey, I'm going to take it. I'm going to make it mine. I'm going to add some stuff to it and change it up a little bit. I could totally see that. I think that's a lot of money to pay for something to do like that, but I get
yeah,
it. I totally get it. I
same.
mean,
Same here. Want to say what's up to Turk Murphy's Toy
hey,
Solutions, and to it's Jay Gonzo. What's up, fellas? And that's a good. He's got a good point. See a blank canvas to make it mine. That's what Pop was
yeah,
just talking about.
right.
And it's. I'm not somebody that's going to spend $185 on it and start painting it or taking it apart or somebody. But then you got somebody like Aaron the Toy Enhancer, Crow. They will, because they have the skill for it. If I had the skill set for it and was
Right.
confident in my ability not to ruin it,
Yeah.
maybe I will. And those are the people that might pick this up and paint it up a little bit. It's kind of like what with this. It's kind of like what Ramen is doing with the bread car. You know,
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
although I think these are probably more intention to be left the color, but the ability, the capability is there if somebody wanted to take it and do whatever with.
For somebody that knows what they're doing, yes. For somebody that wants a practice vehicle to try to customize, that's not going
Yeah,
to be your option.
yeah. This is not what I am going to buy to start purchase to start doing. So it's the Vanguards are out there. They're available now. All four of them are available. The add-ons are available. And if anybody wants them, check them out. I would buy it. I'm not going to spend $185 on it because there's other stuff for that money that I'm more interested in. But I don't hate on it. I do think the turret would be my main issue with it, and the turret and the cap for it. That was something that Punk had gone over. Was here the cap for the turret, like the hatch does not open, so you've got to pull the whole cap off. I don't I don't care for that, but I don't think it really detracts a whole lot from it myself.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have an openable hatch. So you there it is if you guys want it.
Yeah, that's right.
There it is. If you guys want to order it, go for it. And I do want to know what you think about it.
I don't want her. You can have her. She's too fat for me.
Yeah. It's too hot in the hot tub full of water. Yeah, go way back for that. What, 82?
Yeah,
probably
like that.
82, 83, something like that.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit surprised. I thought there'd be more people in the chat maybe that were more for it, but actually there was quite a few people who it was not for them. So that kind of surprised me because I thought my opinion might be quite unpopular, but it wasn't that unpopular actually.
You know, we're mostly a Joe stream, although we do. Yeah. I do like talking about some of this other stuff that is G.I. Joe adjacent. I like that word.
Well, I think a lot of the people in here too. I mean, people that are watching and people that are chatting, they're going to know about that, right? I mean, they're going to know about no matter what you bring up. I think they're going to mostly know about. There's things I probably don't know as much about, but that doesn't bother me at all. You know, like I like to see about some of the other stuff that I don't pay as much attention to. You know,
right. I think it is time to tag team a quick break. And
back again.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fix one more cup of coffee and hit the restroom, and I will let you talk to the chat. And then if you want to do the same, and I've got one more thing I want to bring up. Actually two, but they'll be real quick, and then we're gonna jump into which figures we would get to boot to. You know,
I got that Australian chick beat.
I got to practice my kangaroo.
Yeah, go get your
that face. Oh, that face.
Go get your kangaroo on, man.
If I go in there and do the kangaroo to my dog, he is gonna freak the fuck out.
He'll start tripping.
What the hell, man? What you smoking there? All right, kangaroo. All right, I'll be back in just a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so just so you guys know, like I only, and I've made this known to most people, especially people who've been watching this for a little while. I only collect G.I. Joe classified line. That's it. It's all I'm interested in. Do I have a couple of things? Yes, I have the big ass Voltron. But 3-Star actually had picked that up for me. And then we did a video putting it together and all that kind of stuff. But so when it comes to like the Valaverse stuff, I'm not as well versed in that stuff. So I just go off of, do I like what I see? Right. And other toy lines like Savage, Crucible and some of the ramen toys and stuff like that. I go off of what do I see? But I don't have any affection towards those toy lines, so to speak. And so for me, all my affection is literally in the classified sphere. But it doesn't mean I don't like looking at the other stuff. I'll tell you something really funny. Back in the day when 3-Star was like 16 years old, I remember they had moved from where they live, where they had the creek and all that stuff, and they moved actually into Nashville. And so I was a couple years older. I'm like 18 years old, 19 years old, and I used to go visit him. And man, he had Toy Fair magazine everywhere. And at that time, I was playing music and out playing drums all the time, hanging out all night, stuff like that. And but I always would go over, and he had the whole downstairs to himself at his mom's place at that time. He's still in school, or maybe just out of school, and the whole downstairs, and there was Toy Fair after Toy Fair after Toy Fair magazine, like all over. And I used to love looking at those magazines. Even though I was kind of not buying anything, not really paying attention to figures at all or statues or any of that stuff. But like Down South has always been into that stuff. Me and like the classified thing, that's just happened since like 2020. And up until 2020, it's been since 1989 since I really bought any toys for myself, anything like that. But he has always had them, man. And I used to love looking through the Toy Fair magazines. Those were just like the coolest magazines to me. He probably still has a whole shit ton of them. But it's funny because me collecting the classifieds is actually what got him back into collecting toys. And now he's just blown right past me. I mean, absolutely blown right past me. But yeah, the classified, that's really what I'm all about, Triple C Pop. That's all I collect right now. I'm interested in Monster Force, but JoJo Classified takes my money first. Turk Murphy, Classified only here too. Yep. Billy Renfro, Pop Blender. That's basically what I do too. I'm 90% classified. I buy some other figures, but they're almost all for my two sons. I totally understand that. And you know what, Eric? That Wolverine figure's cool. The Deadpool figure, I know people are maybe freaking out. I don't know if you guys are about trying to get it. To me, I'm like, you're going to find it, right? The movie figure, it may be hard to get right now. And I know Down South was talking about that. But to me, it'll be available. You'll be able to find it. It's because of the movie hype right now. Yeah, there you go. It's because the movie hype, but it will be available at some point in time for sure. Definitely. Just be patient. And Eric says he needs to see that. So why don't you show that off while I run and pick some more coffee, and I will be right back. I was telling them all about the Toy Fair magazines you used to have.
Oh, I heard it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll be right back in just a second, buddy.
All right, then. Yeah, I've still got, I don't have all of them. I've probably still got half a dozen Toy Fairs packed up. I did. It's a lot. I had a lot of magazine subscriptions. I had Toy Fair. I had Playboy subscription for a while. I had a Guns and Ammo. Anyway, it's a lot. If you move, it's a lot to pack a bunch of magazines back and forth. So I don't have as many of them. So this Deadpool. Story about this Deadpool. Like I've said many times, I'm not a big Deadpool fan of the original when he come out in the comic, all that stuff. Just because of what was going on in comics at the time, he come out and he is a knockoff character, right? Marvel knocks off DC, DC knocks off Marvel. Did nothing for me, and everybody was surprised that I did not really like Deadpool. So I finally sat down and watched the movies. I'd never seen any of Deadpool 2, and I'd seen most of Deadpool 1 bits and pieces from other people watching it, right? So I finally sat down and watched them before I went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, because I really did want to see it. Like, I need to give movie Deadpool a shot. I really like Ryan Reynolds. He's perfect. So I watched those two movies. The day that I was going to go see Deadpool versus Wolverine, I had a few minutes to kill before the movie, and I went in Target, and they had the whole wave. They had 2 Deadpools, 2 Wolverines, and 1 Superior Spider-Man. I had this figure in my hand, and I looked at it, and I'm like, well, if I was going to get a Deadpool figure, I guess now's the time. I'm not going to get it. I don't really collect Legends. I'm just kind of a new-ish kind of Deadpool like him. I ain't going to buy this figure. I come out of the movie, and I said, I should have bought that damn figure, because now I need a Deadpool figure somewhere to put with my stuff for pictures. I'm sold on at least the movie itineration of Deadpool. I didn't love it, but I really, really liked it. So I started looking for this damn figure. It is nowhere. Now, somebody, PNC, saw a bunch at Walmart the other day. So Target got them first. That was where I saw it. Couldn't find it on Amazon when I looked at all. I couldn't even find the listing for it on Amazon. Friday, I went in a Walmart that I don't go in that much because they don't ever have shit, but I still go in and look because I like to know what's hitting. I like to tell you guys what I'm seeing, what's hitting the stores, whatever. I always go in and look. They had the Wolverine from this. That was the only one that they had. So that means they got them, and 1 Wolverine was all that was left. I'm like, sweet. So I go and I ask the guy if they have any more. I was that guy. He actually looked it up for me. They were getting another truck, I think yesterday, he said. But he looked up other stores that were close by. 2 other stores that were near where I was going had these, showed them in their system. The problem is Walmart's right now are doing the fall reset. They just got through doing the summer reset. They're all getting ready to do the fall reset. And most of these that are showing up at Walmart's, they either don't have room on the shelf, or they're not getting the other shit and they're putting these in their place, or they're in the back and they're waiting to put them out until they get the reset done. So I went to both of those other stores looking for this, and there was nothing on the shelf, and they don't have the tag for it either. So Walmarts are starting to get them. They're just not out in most of them. So PNC says it was there. That's one of the stores that's either already done the reset or just didn't know and stuck them on the shelf because, hey, stock, there's an empty spot. Let's throw it on the shelf. I got this one Walmart online. I've got Walmart Plus. So since I found out they were starting to show up, I started checking the app pretty regularly for it. And it's on there, but Walmart uses them damn third-party sellers, and most of the time it's on there by a third-party seller. But if you keep checking it, it will eventually show up. And I actually, after I ordered it, I went back like an hour or 2 later, and it was completely gone. And then when it come back, it was a third-party seller. So check Walmart's, check Target's. They're getting these guys. I hadn't opened it because I do want to do a video on it. This will be the only Deadpool figure that I've got. And he is cool. He does come with the unicorn. And he comes with the knives. Comes with the katanas. So I don't think this one...
Does the movie one... Is that the movie one? No.
Yeah,
okay.
This is the legacy
that's
one we're talking about.
The movie one should come with the dog.
It doesn't.
That's some bullshit.
It is. The differences are this one has more hands. It has the unicorn, and the movie one that's coming, it's a slightly brighter red, and he does come with the guns. But the fail is they are not gold 50 caliber Desert Eagle pistoleros. They're just guns. So I didn't read any of the chat while I was going through all that. So anyway,
things.
If you're interested, he is starting to hit Walmart's. Just keep checking. So got one thing that was actually one of the two things I wanted to bring up was to tell you guys if you're interested, it's starting to hit. The other thing is I'm going to show you what I do think is worth spending some money on if you're going to get a vehicle, and I want to know if you anybody else did this. Kid pool, head pool. That'd actually be a cool. That would be a cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Maybe it'll come with whatever's under that sticker on Sergeant Slaughter. So here we are with this. Anybody order the Hunter tank? So I do want to talk about ramen just a minute. Yeah, they keep reissuing and reissuing them. I don't know. I'm going to talk about it in my video whenever I do one. I don't know what this is a reissue of. It's Marvel. They reissue the same shit every couple years. So I don't know. But I don't have a Deadpool figure and I wanted one, so now I got one. So the Ramen Hunter is out now, and this is the early bird for it. It was actually supposed to close yesterday for the pre-order price to get it for $140, and then it goes up to $200, so it's $60 off. This was the one that they had at Joe Fest, except that was the Desert Tan, and it was a Joe Fest exclusive, which I was gonna go back and get the QR and order. Until the last 30 minutes at Joe Fest, I got a really good price on a hiss. So I'm all right, well, I'm going to have to put this off. So then they did the pre-order for these. So I'm wondering if anybody backed this. I know there's a lot of people that are saying, like kind of what we said about the Vanguard. It's not Joe, it's not classified. But this, after seeing this thing in person, because they had it at Joe Fest, we got to see it. This thing is freaking amazing. So, I'm wondering if anybody got it. So, Woody got one of each color.
All right.
Nice. What attachments did you get, Woody? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Triple C, you can either pay up front or you can pay a deposit, which is what I did. I did not pay for the whole thing up front. I paid the deposit to get you one made and get that price locked in. Crow agrees. It is so worth the price. I just wondering, I think this thing is freaking fantastic. And you can go back. And so these are the attachments that you can order for it. This is the one that basically turns it into the Wolverine. The top deck comes off. The tank turret comes off. This one goes on. And this is attached to the rocket launcher. Does have hatches for the figures to fit all the way in. And they're swappable. So this is an early bird on it too. You can get it for $60. And there is this attachment to turn it in to the bridge layer.
Word.
We saw this thing. It's about 3 feet with the bridge extended out. We looked at it at Go Fast. Tripped out. Ace was there, and he had it all through Joe Fest. He had this done in different configurations. For a while, he had the Wolverine launcher on it. Then he'd have this on it. Then he'd have this laid out. So as we walked by a few times, we got to see the different configurations that this could do. It's fucking awesome. There's no other way to put it. I mean, to see this in 1/12 scale, the tank's really detailed.
I can't imagine.
Sculpted. Did you not see it? Did you not see it while it was out?
Man, I'm trying to remember.
If you go back,
No, you know what? Yes, actually, yes. Yep. I remember. I remember being there.
if you go back and watch my Joe Fest video that I did, I've got a section in it where I go to ramen and I
Yeah.
meet Ace, and I show this in it. Not as great of footage and as much detail as I wish I had of, but I did show it. So I backed this. I did order it, and I ordered this. I ordered the bridge layer for it.
Nice.
Now, by the time this thing gets here, it's going to be damn near as much as the Rattler before it's
Yeah,
said and
right.
done. It is. By the time with shipping on it's about $80. But
Mm.
I guess I'm saving that $80 with the early bird. So yeah, it is. It's massive, Woody. It is. It's huge with the bridge extended. Triple C, do you think this will discourage Hasbro from doing tanks? I do not. I think they're eventually going to do one, probably as a HasLab. To be this size from Hasbro,
Oh, for sure.
it's going to have to be. Um, so I don't think it's going to discourage them. There is talks that Hasbro may pursue ramen for this because they were designing one. I don't know what truth there is to that. That's rumor as far as I know.
Yeah.
But it is a thing that's out there going around. I'm not going to spread it as truth because I don't know that it is. And I don't really think that they are going to try to pursue ramen personally. I don't think that. But so this is the other tank that they've got that's in the same line. They do not have the other attachments in black yet, but this one is more Night Force colors, and it is more of a futuristic. Like it comes with these are laser cannons on this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the cannons there, personally.
I liked the looks of this one in when we saw it, but I didn't really love it. Like I like the tank, but the laser cannons, the blast effect for it looks badass. Um, hoping so. It's got to have so many backers to order to unlock the blast effects, and neither
Okay.
of them. I think that's why they haven't closed this. Like I said, it was supposed to end last night, and I think that's why they probably haven't closed it is because neither of them have hit the number of backers to unlock the blast effects for it. Is my thoughts anyway.
Gotcha.
So that's out there on Ramen Toys. People are getting where'd they go? Wherever the Aces of Aviation are, people are starting to get them this week. There they are. These are coming in. We got to see these at Joe Fest too. These are the Top Gun styled figures. People seem to be really happy with them. Like we didn't get to pick them up and hold them, but they look fantastic. So that's those. And the only way you can get the Wolfpack figure is to get the bundle. They are pricey. They're about $70 a figure. So
Damn.
yeah. So yeah, that's it. Triple C. You put a deposit down, and when they get it done and get it ready to ship, you pay the balance before they'll ship it to you. So yeah, Tesla Cannon. Yeah, Command and Conquer. Yep.
Top Gun.
All right. Yeah, Top Gun adjacent. That
Right.
is correct. So all right, well, let's go ahead and get into our topic for tonight, and I'm going to turn this fan back around real quick.
I need to turn mine the other way. Actually, holy moly! It was warm earlier. Now it's actually feeling pretty cool in here.
That's exactly what I did. I got up and turned my air down a degree and turned the fan on me, and now I'm cold. I'm like a woman. But I was once a man. I still did not make any banners for this. So what we're going to do, Pop Blender had a very brilliant topic, and we're going to come up with the top 10 figures we have that we would like to boot out of the classified line for one reason or another. Take this figure back, give us something else, make it right, something, whatever reason, get this thing the hell out of the classified line. And this was kind of difficult.
Yeah, it can be because I like so many of them, but I did not want to, because here's a pattern I noticed with myself, and it's easy, I think, for most people, and some of y'all that are in the chat, obviously you're going to put some of your suggestions. A lot of us are not big fans of repaints. Some of you may not be fans of sublines. And so I was trying not to fall into a pattern of like Night Force, Tiger Force, Tiger. You know what I mean? Because it would be super easy to do. But at the same time, so many of the regular figures I do like. So it's really kind of like, okay, how do I do this? Right? Like, how do I go about this particular list? And so I just kind of went with ones. I looked all of them over, the entire line, and then I went with ones that that I just don't care for myself, and I would be okay if they did not exist. And there's gonna be maybe a couple in here that people are not thrilled about, so we'll see. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. It was difficult though, because you really start sifting through, and and mine are in no particular order, just so you know. Okay, they're kind of just 10 that I would do. There wasn't a 10 and a number 1.
I did not order my list either.
Okay.
One to whatever. However, I divided it into two parts because I asked you what criteria you wanted to meet, and you said for whatever reason. Said it could be a figure that like probably shouldn't even been conceived and made, or it could be a figure that's just a bad figure.
Yeah. If you don't like, if it's shaky or it's everybody's is loose, or it's got a bad head sculpt, or whatever, right? Like there's one in particular we all know, but that doesn't mean and
Crispin Glover.
Yes. I've heard that before too. Actually,
I don't think I've heard that before.
I have.
It's fucking great.
Yes, the obvious one that most people would throw would be Falcon, right? Yeah. And I was a little conflicted on that. So to preface, because I would be okay with ditching Falcon for the new one, all right, that's coming out with Quarrel. But I am a traditionalist. I like the green. I like the green camo. I like, those classic uniforms from like 84, 85, right? 83, 84, 85, something like that. So I am more of a traditionalist than the outrageous colors and crazy shit. So, so I will let you know. Well, no, I'm not going to let you know. Falcon may or may not be on this list for me. We shall see. But that would be the easy one for most everybody. I knew it was going to come up at the beginning.
Yeah, I did.
Knew it.
I knew it was one of the first things. But it was not. It was not the first thing. Triple C was in there with the first class.
Yeah, actually, yeah. But overall, most of these in here immediately are like, so everybody has their own one. These are our personal ones. And so do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first? What do you want to do?
You can go first. I do want to say though, with all the reviews I've done on these figures, and I'm, I get my I get my shit jumped sometimes for my opinions on some of the figures.
Yeah.
And like you did this or you did that or you didn't pose it right, and that's why it fell over. Like, no, it fell over because the fucking hip is broken. That's why it fell over, because the ankle is like a door hinge.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why it fell over. Like,
yeah,
I can pose. I just don't always do it in my videos.
Now,
so as much as I did that, though, in my videos and looking at some of these figures, I had a hard time actually picking ones that were bad enough for this.
right. It's tough because like you might maybe kind of like the look or something. I saw that comment.
Yeah, you want to address that?
I do. So we did not include the Snake Eyes movie figures because I would throw every one of them in the garbage. And that's just me. I know some people like the Snake Eyes one from the movie. That's fine. I'm okay if you do. But I think those figures should never, I mean, I say they should never have been made. Obviously they were. They should never be numbered. They should not be a part of the classified line. 100% not be.
They should not be. HasLab should not be.
But
that's another topic for another
time. So did not include. I sent him a text earlier today. Said, just so you know, I don't think we should include those because I have almost every single one of them that would be on my list. So
and I did not include them on my list was made already, and I did not even put them on my list because I told him, I was like, I didn't even think about them, but I would have like skipped them.
So that just out of the way. So I'll pull up my first one. Let's go here. Let's go here. Where? Oh, actually, hang on a sec. Let me pull him up real quick. That would be easier. There we go.
Action figure 411. If you're, I don't know what you're using.
Action figure 411, but also MCU collector. MCU collector is where I got my pictures from.
Okay.
And my first one is Cobra Island Roadblock. I hate this figure. I hate the. I don't like the beard. I don't like the little ear thing or whatever the hell that is. The antenna. I don't like the glass. I don't like the shirt. I don't like the gun. I just, this figure does nothing for me. You will find it on discount no matter where you go.
Well, not after Punk's interview with Lenny, the popularity of this figure went through the roof once everybody figured out exactly what the hell it's supposed to be.
And I don't even care. Like I don't like this figure, and I would put some steel toes to that ass and send him packing.
Put him on a bun and serve him for lunch.
Serve him up for lunch. I love Roadblock. I do not like this Roadblock. So that's my first one.
No, that's a good choice. My first one is
hey, yeah. All right. I love it.
Crow, it is Roadblock. It's just that he has a line. That's a line cook hat because he's a chef. He's a Kimbo Slice.
I mean, give him a fucking chef hat, man. I mean, yes. Come on.
All right. So people are going to be surprised at some of my choices for this list. Roadblock is my favorite Joe. Roadblock, and I've said it many times, Roadblock is my favorite Joe. He's number one. Mutt and Junkyard are number 1.25.
Yeah.
Like, Roadblock's barely got the edge, and it's, I think, because he talks in rhymes. This was a figure, Cobra Island, a lot of these designs, these early designs, was when they didn't know what they were going to do with the line. They were trying to do futuristic-y stuff with them. I don't really dislike this actual figure. It just does not scream Roadblock to me, and I don't understand why they made it. That is my main issue with this figure. It was unnecessary. Nobody saw this big figure and said, "Oh yeah, shit, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy Roadblock. They made Roadblock." People saw that figure and they thought, "What the fuck is this? This ain't Roadblock." This other one that's got gold boots actually kind of looks like Roadblock, but what is he's got a so I actually don't dislike the figure or the look of the figure. Now get rid of the Nerf laser gun, but I like the look of the figure, but I'm giving it the boot on the basis of why in the fuck did we even get this figure?
Yeah, no, that was just them trying something different. When I look at him, I think heavy duty or something. Like I don't even think,
that's what most everybody thought that was heavy duty.
Yeah, no,
or supposed to be.
Yeah, I just don't. All right, so next up on my list, and also just so you know, I made all these pictures with that thing I was telling you about earlier today. Before we went on stream. Okay, so how about this guy? I think this figure's so boring. This is so freaking boring to me. Yes, could he go with the Crimson Strike team and the Crimson Bat and the Crimson Viper and the Crimson this and the Crimson that and the Crimson Nutsack? Like, okay, fine, but it's so boring. I look at this and I have him, I got him, but I'm just like,
Jay Astro, God damn it, Pop Blunder.
And I knew some people would. We're gonna have some like that. Triple C.
We're gonna have some.
But I
love this figure.
This figure's so freaking boring to me. And just so you know, the little program I told you about, okay, a Microsoft program. So I cut the figure out, then I cut the top piece out, the helm, the visor part, the shield, and the gun. So this is not all one piece. These are all separate pieces that I just placed over the figure.
That looks great
in the picture. So it's not even like he's holding the gun. He's not even holding the gun if you look closely. but yeah. So but nonetheless, Crimson Alley.
Who told Pop about the Crimson Nutsack? Crimson Nutsack Viper. Oh my God.
Right.
Get to him, man. Call Doc. Get Doc in here with the green glasses. Oh shit. What's happening in Hurricane Alive? Crimson team's so boring, especially the Nutsack.
I can't help it, man. When I get on a roll, I can't be held responsible for what comes out of my mouth. Or goes in it, for that matter.
Wait a minute.
So anyway, no, I don't care for this figure. I do have it because I'm a sucker like that. But and not that anybody else out there is. I know a lot of y'all do love this figure. He doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. I just don't. So he's gonna get the steel-toed nutsack right out of there.
All right. You done upset some people. What's happening, Adam? What's up? Shark Eyes has joined the chat. The best shark on YouTube. What's up? Eric Thurman didn't get any of those figures. Shark, did you catch the Crimson Nutsack, or were you a few minutes too late for that? So.
Frostbite. He's no doctor.
Him just willingly have a Crimson Nutsack. Maybe Halloween. Halloween.
God. All right. Sorry. I couldn't help myself.
All right. So for my next figure, I have chosen Agent Helix.
I love you. Yeah. Okay.
Agent Helix can get the boot right the fuck out of classified. And I like this figure. Again, I need to start looking from the other side because I have mine divided into two columns. So next time I'm going to pull from the other column, and I'm really going to surprise some people with that one. So Helix, one of the best head sculpts in the line. one of the best female figures we've gotten so far. I still don't care about the character.
I'm missing 30 years of lore, so that character means nothing to me.
She's only been around for what, y'all, 15 or 20. So 2000, what, 8, 9, whenever it was, she was the character for the video game, and she was in the Pursuit of Cobra line, wasn't she? Am I right? She was, or was this her first figure? I don't even fucking know. I didn't collect that one.
I don't know. I don't know shit about her.
So, I do now. I like the character. She's got the cool mantis blades that won't stay in place when you put them on her wrist because the plastic is made out of warm cheese, and they're a cool idea. The execution is absolutely horrible. I like the character. If she was not in the line, I would not have lost any sleep. I'm glad we got female characters. I'm glad they're doing deep cuts. But again, I couldn't care less. She's not bad. She's not bad, but whatever. Just bye, Felicia.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm laughing so hard. I love some of these comments, man. I just can't help myself. Floppy blades.
Dude, yeah, Eric, right there. So many figures they could have made before her.
I agree.
We do need a Helix once in a while. We need a Helix figure thrown in once in a while, but I would rather them throw in something from the cartoon or the comic that's a deep cut.
You know what's funny is that Jay Gonzo had a comment in between Sabir and Shark Eyes, and it does not show up on YouTube. And the comment was, Helix can get my crimson nutsack.
I saw it,
but it's not on YouTube.
It's filtering it out because nutsack maybe or
no.
Maybe the combination,
because the nutsack comments are in there. I see them like they're there, so I don't know why that's so weird.
That happens to me sometimes. So
how funny. I don't know, but anyway, yes. So I did see it, Jay Gonzo.
And
LOL.
Hurricane, they want to test the waters with the reboot lines. I understand that. We're gonna get Sergeant Savage, and we're gonna get Iron Claw before it's
but they need to do some other stuff before they go there. All right, here we go.
They're probably gonna get a nut sack too. But
from one batch to another.
Shooter.
Shoot your ass on out the door, girl. Gots to go. You ain't paying no rent, bitch. And you paid all that money for them shoes.
Get with your Back to the Future 2 ass shoes. Get out of here.
Get your ass on out of here, girl. I can't stand you. I just can't. I can't. The gun is so big for someone so small. And I don't care what homage or this character was supposed to be, or it's on the freaking cover or in the comic, or I just can't. Never have liked it, and does absolutely nothing for me. And honestly, you can get rid of that shoulder guard thing too.
It's her sheath.
Yeah, I know. It's the sheath. I tried to put the knife in it, actually, but I was like, oh, there's no way I can really make this fit in there unless I cut the knife handle off. And I'm like, I'm not doing that much work for this. But so I stuck it in her hand. But anyway, yeah, that's what he said. So no, can't. I do not like this figure at all. It's bland and it's boring, and yes, I know Night Force is the dark colors and the green and all that, but I can't do it. Is the face sculpt good? Yeah, I mean, if I was out at a bar and I wanted to walk up to her, I would maybe say something 20 years ago, but no, I can't do it. Don't like this figure. I just don't.
Hey girl, you like to shoot guns?
Yeah, right. Yeah, obviously, guns that are about the same size as she. I mean, come on, man. No, I know.
In all fairness, if that to me looks like it could be Hasbro's version of maybe a Barrett of a M82, whatever their semi sniper. It would be about that size. I mean, for her, but she weighs about 103 pounds,
Man,
soaking wet with
yeah.
armor on.
Right. Like I just can't, man. This figure does absolutely nothing for me. It never has. And when it went up for pre-order and all that crap or whatever, I was like, nah, sorry. Nope.
I basically got that figure because I'm having to make a Night Force team to go with the Dragonfly. So
Yeah,
doing
I
that.
don't have her. I actually do not have her. I do have Helix, but I don't have Shooter, and I don't know that I ever will.
I got you Helix for. No, I didn't. I picked him up.
Yeah,
Picked her up.
I got that 4-pack in that box,
Yeah,
that slim
Hawk
box.
and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'm kind of with you on. I'm kind of with you on Shooter. Shooter was not great. She was one of the first reviews I did too. She was one of the first figures I did when I started my channel.
Really?
Yep. So all right, so I'm going to pull off the other list for this one.
Crow's getting PC. Okay. All right. I'm a little surprised, but I can understand why.
Well, he's not from the never should have been made pile. He's from the bad figure pile.
Right.
They should have got the first test runs of this figure off the line and said, nope, go back to the drawing board.
And Torch and Ripper look so good, and they're such they're great figures, right? Like
so. This is not on the premise of this figure shouldn't have been made. Should have been made. It should have been remade. Mine is not, Derek. My Buzzer figure is absolute ass. I have about 3 figures, 4 that are prone to falling off the shelf because they are so floppy. They will, when their weight shifts because of the plastic expanding and contracting on the shelf from the temperature variances in the room, Buzzer falls off the shelf. I actually have Buzzer posed with his chainsaw like this, and he's leaned way back because if I try to stand him straight up, he nosedives off the shelf. The chainsaw is horribly bent and will not go back into shape no matter how many times I heat it and cool it. And Buzzer is my favorite dreadnought. Out of all the dreadnoughts, Buzzer is my favorite dreadnought. He has been since I was a kid and first saw him in 1985. This figure is an absolute piece of fucking trash.
Yeah, and it's funny because really most everybody in the chat is mentioning the glasses, which I knew they would once you brought him up, but then also, talking about kind of the looseness or whatever. And Billy Renfro said, it's got loose waist also. But yeah, most people are there on the glasses front.
I didn't even mention the glasses.
Eric Thurman had to glue them on. I know you didn't even mention the glasses, but for a lot of people, that is also something that that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, these glasses, like, what the hell? Like,
what's up?
Terrible.
What's up, D Griff? What's happening, man?
Yeah.
Buzzer most likely appears a retro version, new head mold, glasses molded, and more accurate raw saw rifle.
I could see that.
I think if the saw wasn't flimsy, the saw would have been fine for me.
Yeah.
I think the saw looks fine. It's just it's floppy and it will bend if you have him posed like he's gonna saw something. If you can get him to stand, it will actually bend. It's like Lowlight's rifle with the suppressor on. It just goes like the good looking women left the room.
All right. So
yes, they do.
I might, right. This might, I don't know if it's going to piss some people off. It might. I don't know. Um, this figure, and I love the actual character. Okay. Love the character. Always have. But I can't stand this color scheme. And I mean, I can't stand this color scheme. I think this shit is ugly as hell. I
What's
think
up,
that
Tony
shit
Figs?
is ugly as hell. For reals, though. Like, come on, y'all. Like, I get
They,
it. I know the color scheme. I get the color scheme. But you can't. This figure's ugly as shit.
they should have removed Crimson from the name.
I mean, come on, man. The boots? Hey, I can dig the boots, Tony. I can dig the boots. I just can't dig the colors on the rest of the uniform. Like the yellow, the red, and then the black helmet with the silver faceplate. You couldn't get the silver faceplate on the regular Crimson Guardsman, right? Unless you got the retro or the carded,
Yeah.
right? But like, yeah, this whole thing, it's just a mess. It's just a mess to me. And every time I look at it, and I think, thank God it's in a windowless box.
Right. Well, you hope it's in the windowless box when you get it. So I
Yeah.
call that one the mustard guard.
Yeah, I just can't. I just can't. I've never liked this one. It doesn't mean I don't like all the Python Patrol. I think there are ones that look good, and there's a couple for 100% that I actually really love. One in particular, but this one does not do it for me at all. And
So,
I
I
have it.
like it.
I have it, but I don't like it.
I like him. He's so, but I've said many times I like Python Patrol because they are so garish and like
Sure,
just like WTF on their colors.
it's hard to look at, man. I don't know, you
Yeah.
know.
So I,
But
I I
anyway,
I
so
like him, but I can definitely understand why people don't.
but anyway, so yeah, so that is one of my other ones. All right.
All right. So my next one is an early figure and also pulling off of the bad figure list. We're gonna go with this dude right here, the Red Ninja.
Okay. All
Uh,
right.
this figure looks fine. I mean, and at some point in the classified line, Red Ninjas are going to be in it. Now, do we need them? Do we need them in the first 10 figures? No, no,
Absolutely not.
no. We do
Absolutely
not.
not. You kidding me?
We do not need that. He's number 8 in the line. We do not need the Red Ninja in the first 10 figures of GI Joe. You're redoing GI Joe, and you put the Red Ninja in the first 10 figures. I'd like to say that they've come a long way with their selections in the waves, but they really haven't. So yeah, I got this dude. I have one boxed, and I got two that I got loose that were displayed. Those are the two I got on my shelf, and one of them is the other figure that falls over all the time. And I do have him in a dynamic pose, like he's swinging one of the axes, but his hips on this figure, the legs and the hips, are like the chick at the bar at 2 in the morning after you've been pouring shots down her for 3 hours. This figure's got the loosest legs and hips out of any figure I've got, and the sculpt for this dude is not bad. I like the way the figure looks. I like the accessories. I love the axes. I love the half moons. He's got an awesome ninja loadout, but this figure is hot garbage.
That sucks.
Uh,
I'm not I agree with you as far as one of the first, you know, several in the line. Yes, no, come on, man, are you kidding me? But maybe they're trying to find their footing. Do we do something different? Do we go and, you know, not the classics, right? We go something kind of in the middle, maybe, or we go to, I get it, but yeah, no, there's so many others I
Yeah,
prefer.
and it's GI Joe that we're gonna have red ninjas.
We're gonna
They
have too
were
many. We're gonna have too many damn ninjas. That was almost my whole list. Was just throwing all the ninjas on the fucking list because
I
that's
couldn't
almost
wait,
what I
man.
did. Because I'm like, good God, like I
I,
am just tired. Blue ninja, red ninja, viper ninja, but you know, God dang it, like give
yeah,
me fewer. I don't want them.
so that's on my bad figure list. Good idea, bad timing, and horribly made figure. War Chest is here. He said that figure sucks Crimson Ball say. And War
Yes,
Chest is
yes, it
here.
does. War
And
chest.
D Griff said they were a strange choice for the first army building. Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. But I'm with you. And of course, again, you know, like you preface by saying, "Hey, look, this is the figure itself."
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with one that may not be that controversial, but it may very well be. But first Scarlet, get your ass out of my house, girl. I can't stand this look. I think this figure is stupid as hell. Everything about this figure is wrong. Everything, everything about this figure is wrong. I can't stand it. I saw it many, 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 many times at the local comic shop before I finally bought it for like $14.99. Um, I just, I I get it because the video game that came out, so the
Yeah.
Duke and the Roadblock and the Gung Ho and the Scarlet and the whatevers, I get it. But everything about this is wrong. There is nothing about this figure that I like. Even the head sculpt, don't give a shit. Give me the classic Scarlet. I think it's funny that they decided to make a mold of classic Scarlet with and do Glinda before we got the actual what Scarlet looks like. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, she ain't here yet, but you know what I'm saying.
Well,
And
everybody knew when we saw Glinda, everybody was like, well, we know we're getting Retro Scarlet.
yes, and Liquid Identity. Yes, here's the deal, right? So, how many of you guys have your figures on display on a shelf, and how many of you decided to take Retro Scarlet and pull this one off the shelf? Right?
I made a whole short about it.
Exactly. Yes, this figure is terrible. And it's not that I don't like Scarlet. I like Scarlet. Now, you know, me personally, I like Lady J because of her voice. But yeah, no. I just can't I do not like this figure at all. But the retro Scarlet looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Couldn't ask for anything better. But this one, not I can't stand this figure. She gone down the road.
Yep. J Astro Retro Scarlets is all that's there in my brain. The others simply do not exist. And Liquids,
Absolutely.
I did not buy any Scarlets until Retro. They were just that nasty.
And the only reason I got her is because I didn't know, like I didn't know that we were going to get her,
Yeah.
we were going to necessarily get her. Assuming, yes, of course, it makes sense that we would, but that was really kind of before when I got her was before you only had, I think, Gung Ho, like I think the Gung Ho and the Destro. Like out.
Yeah.
And that's about it, that I could find. And so I wasn't quite sure. So I was like, okay, well, I need to get her because she's one of those, originals. But,
yeah, I mean, you gotta have her.
Yeah, but nah,
and,
I can't have her.
Yeah, like you said, Retro Scarlet saved the day, except for them damn feet.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, them feet, man, that figure, her.
Yep.
I know she's a small frame figure, but her damn feet are so out of proportion on that figure, and they're curved like this, like they're They if you look at them, they're actually the middle of them doesn't really make good contact. So she falls. You get her up there, but if you have to have her turned, or she's one you definitely got to get the weight
Oh,
distributed.
for sure. Yeah, no, I firmly believe that.
Because the feet they're out of whack. They're wacky. They're out of whack. So let's get rid of another damn ninja while we're at it. I'm gonna kick Ralph Baducci to.
Hey, talk to me, dude. Kick this motherfucker down the curb.
This is actually a really good figure. He's way better. It's okay. Retro come with the stand, but I don't.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I'm not a Ninja Force person. This figure is actually cool. I don't like the claws, and we're getting ready to see him again come December. Yep. So they tell us. He's not a bad figure. His nunchucks are janky. I don't like the chucks. I just don't like G Force. I don't think they don't have much of a place in my G.I. Joe. I know there's some people that are all about them, and I just don't care for any of them. And I think he was a strange choice to start throwing in below 100. I gotta say though, the figure did impress me, but I also went in with pretty low expectations for it. I like his camo. He just get all the Ninja Force out of here from me.
Yeah, no.
What's chat thing? He said, "Hell no, Ralph Baducci's pretty cool."
Yeah, I'm clicking through them. Most people are actually cool with Nunchuck. Most people like him. Let's see this compared to his original figure, spot on.
He is accurate. He is one of the most accurate to the Real American Hero figures that's out there, and that's saying a lot because there's a lot of them that are pretty spot on, but he is one of the most accurate. So I knew that might be unpopular, but I don't care about the ninja. So
no, I'm with you. 100%. And so let's see here. And so guess what? That's some bitch on my list too. Get on out of here.
Oh wow.
Yep. He was on my list too. Just not a fan. And look, I even have Balducciuck. Ralph Nunchuck Balducciuck.
That's great.
Not a fan. I've had enough. I got enough ninjas. Kamakura's cool. I don't need this dude right here. I just don't. It's like you just add more crap to it. It's like, we got enough. Is his camo pattern? Yeah, it's fine. Our armor's fine. The wraps around the feet, everything. Everything. But I just doesn't do anything for me, personally. And I just think, okay, we've got enough. We've got red, we got blue, we got white, we got black, we got Night Force, we got or whatever, we got Python Patrol ninjas. I don't know. We got every ninja.
Why the hell do we have a Python Patrol ninja?
I don't know.
That's a whole nother topic. Matthew couldn't even do nunchuck. Never had any attachment to the character and didn't need the figure. And Matthew knows kung fu, and he didn't even buy this.
That's true. But nonetheless, no. Just and I don't want to belabor the topic because obviously you had him. I don't want to go take it so far, but just I wasn't crazy about it.
Shark Eye says he looks good with the Mac 10. I have a Mac 11. I've got a Mac 11 I can give him. I've got two of them actually that I bought.
Very, very well might. But for me, just doesn't do it for me. That's that's that. It is what it is. I mean, two-tone color scheme basically, and
He does look good. It's just for me, I'm just yeah. Todd C said the South got no love for ninjas.
That's not true. That's not true. In the 80s, I was all about ninjas. Trust me. I dressed as one for Halloween like 4 years in a row.
We had ninja stars. We used to go to Oriental Way and buy ninja stars and throw them at trees. His mom would get pissed because we're trying to kill the trees with ninja stars.
Dude.
So yeah, I just know not in G.I. Joe. I don't know. Give me like six.
Okay.
Give me 6 ninjas for all of G.I. Joe.
It's okay to have like a couple here or there, like a few, but like it just starts to get.
Oh damn!
Come on! Oh no! Oh no!
That could be a show. We could do that. Man. We could put that together. Except it's got to be ninjas exposed. Oh man, G.I. Joe ninjas exposed. All right, so let's get on to my next one.
Yeah.
Another good figure that we absolutely have no use whatsoever for is Butterscotch Snake Eyes. And this was a figure I was going to skip, even though I was trying to get the first 100 figures, and I was going to pass on this figure.
Yeah.
And this figure was bought for me as a gift, and I'm glad I got it because it is a badass figure. This is a fantastic figure. It looks great. I absolutely love this figure. Matter of fact, this is my second favorite version of Snake Eyes in all of Classified. And it's on this list for Give It the Boot because why do we need desert Snake Eyes? Did Snake Eyes ever wear any kind of desert shit? Snake Eyes didn't even wear a damn parka in the tundra.
I don't know what the inspiration was for this exactly. I really don't. Not with Snake Eyes particularly, right?
Did we say hi to Ronnie Trickshot? I highlighted a comment.
I did in the chat earlier, okay. But you were in the middle of one of your famous rants, you son of a bitch.
My mama dead. Now I gotta cut you.
I'm gonna give you the boot.
Yeah, he says blame turtles for the abundance of ninjas. Yes, you're correct. Thank you're onto something there. Matthew says F that figure and his rusty swords. Butternut sack. We got Crimson Nut Sack and Butternut Sack. I have a nephew that named his cat Butternuts, and he had no idea they were going to make this Snake Eyes. So Crow says he was to keep Dusty on your shelf, which is probably true because they just kind of forgot all about Dusty. They gave us one desert guy, and they were like, they're good. And then somebody was like, you know what? We got all the shit to make another Snake Eyes. Let's paint 2 colors of brown.
We got all these extra parts over here.
What
are we gonna do?
Yeah. Shark Eyes. I said this on Bobby B's post recently. The Snake Eyes underrated. Issue I have is loadout. No, it absolutely does not suit desert warfare. He's got a bunch of swords and handgun and his Uzi. So
it's just one of them things. It's kind of you just kind of like why, what was the inspiration? Like just to get another version of Snake Eyes because Hasbro knows that the only reason anybody likes G.I. Joe is because of Snake Eyes.
That's the only reason to like G.I. Joe.
The only
Snake Eyes, because we got to have 1 or 2 or 3 a year and put his picture on everything. So.
I want 15 Snake Eyes.
There's only 2 more versions of Snake Eyes I ever need. Ever. I've said this before.
Okay.
Give me his unmasked face from issue 93 or whatever, the first time we get to see his real face.
Okay.
Give me that exact face from the comic and give me his real face before it got fucked up with a boonie hat and give me a Vietnam Snake Eyes that looks just like the one Tony's Figs made. Those are the only two versions of Snake Eyes I ever need again in my life.
I would. I'm not gonna lie. I do like what the one where he gets rescued in the snow with the radioactive container and all that shit. I know it
Like
was
glowing
done.
or the purple.
I'd love to have a glowing motherfucker.
If
If
they,
you're gonna do butterscotch, you can
yeah.
do glowing.
Well, I mean, they can't. They don't like to give us the actual commando version of him. They've only actually made that true version once and made it impossible to get. So.
You got that right. And really, my favorite version is version 2, and we've gotten all kinds of dancing around it. You have to piece it together yourself to kind of get version 2.
Yeah.
Arctic Snake Eyes. Yeah, I love the Arctic Storm Shadow figure. It is kind of weird in its own little way. I do love it though. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. So Snake Eyes Triple C, like, and he was in Vietnam, but then he lost his voice in the comics when he getting on the helicopter and
well, it was all a flashback.
Yeah, as a flashback, yeah, and the gas or it blew up and it like burned his face and like ruined his vocal cords or some shit like that. I can't.
Yeah, it was on one of their first missions as a GI Joe team, and
yeah,
it was done in a flashback, and they were in a helicopter, it went down, and he was trying to save Scarlet, and a bunch of aviation fuel blew up and hit him in the face, messed his face up, and his vocal cords rescuing Scarlet, so she felt a life debt to him to stick by his ruined ass. So
all right, so
anyway, great figure. I love the figure. It is the main version of Snake Eyes that I have on my main shelf. That's the version of Snake Eyes I've got on the shelf. I just didn't need it.
Well, my next one might make some people mad.
Jeremy Viper.
I hate these colors, man. I think this shit looks dumb as. I'm sorry. This shit looks stupid. The Ronald McDonald trouble bubble right here, ladies and gentlemen. Get your hot fries on the way out the door when I give you the boot, bitch. I'm sorry, man.
I love that figure.
I know you do. That's the thing, man. But when I was going through it, man, I was like, man, this thing, come on, man. Like, I just can't. Like, I'm like, I get it, and I know it's a way for them to get the trouble bubble out again and yes, the tent on the shield and everything. Like, I totally understand. I really, really do. But I just think it just looks dumb. And if I saw this thing flying through the air, I'd be laughing my ass off.
Well, you'd see it. You definitely see it come since the sides of it are chrome.
And putting side by side with the original and the Televiper and the regular, like it just, this one just can't hold up to the other one. And just, as I was going through my list and I'm scrolling and I'm looking and writing them down, and I was like, man, I can't do this one. Like, I just can't. And some people really love this particular team. And I understand it. I do. And so if it sets you off as far as liking this subline and everything, I get it. It's not for me. I understand why I get why they did it. Yeah, Trouble Bubble, and McViper. Yeah, no, it just, I don't know. This thing just turns me off, man. I think it's goofy, and I don't have it. And I've had many opportunities to get it. I was standing right in front of it at Target, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." So
I did pick up the second one when they were half off.
I remember. Yeah, I remember when it was too. I remember when it was, absolutely. But yeah, nah, I can't. For those that like the sublines, I totally get it. And if you like the army build and everything, I, I, totally get that too. But I just can't.
Yeah. That's the only one that Python Patrol and Marauders are really the only two that I really like. And of course, I'm not counting. I don't count Dreadnoks or Iron Grenadiers as a subline to me. So I'm talking about teams within teams, really, not factions. So. And I'm going to take the opportunity to ask everybody to hit the like button. We see we got 29 people watching. That might be a new record.
May very well be. It's been pretty consistent the whole time, man. So that's awesome. That's awesome.
At 11 o'clock, and
really
we're definitely run over, so I appreciate it. So since it's 11 o'clock, we need to move along. Move along.
Hurricane Live. Yeah, that was was that the version that's white with gray camo.
It's just a regular one, right?
Yeah, the regular one, but it was a gray camo per se.
It was just gray.
Yeah, just gray with the Televiper.
Gray.
Yeah.
So my next one, after I just said that they're my favorite sub team, is let's go back to the bad figure pile.
I love this guy. I actually love this figure.
I like the look of this figure. This is off of the bad figure list.
Okay.
This figure is trash, and this is actually this on my list. This actually has a slitter next to it, and also I have 788 written beside it because both of these figures are horrible because of the hip.
Damn.
They sit like this on the shelf. You can barely get the hips snap back up into place and get it stood up because it's like one side will fit in there, but the other side won't. And it seems like it got worse from the Cobra Trooper, the Cobra Island Trooper.
Yeah.
To when they went to this guy and when they did the 788 figure, it has the same issues. I made a really big deal out of that in both of the videos I did on this guy and on the Fire Team. The Fire Team version of this dude is most of the reason I think the Fire Team is really, really unnecessary and overrated. It's mostly because of this figure that they put with it. Although I do like the color scheme, it's just a bad figure overall.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen people say that you can fix this hip. You got to pull the leg off of it. You got to carve a little bit out of it, and all that. Like I shouldn't take an X-Acto to my new figure to make it stand properly.
Well, I have not opened mine, so I don't know if he's got that same issue or if it's obviously all of them. But like Triple C said, he doesn't have that issue with that figure.
I've seen people that don't. My buddy Jesse, I think his is okay, but mine, I have two of them, and they're both like they stand all kind of cockeyed. So just for that reason, I mean, I got him. He's Python Patrol, more troop builder, troop dudes. Yeah, he's a badly constructed figure, and it goes back to they don't usually fix issues with the molds. That was the thing I was worried about with Wreckage, was people got the loose torso Firefly.
Yeah.
But Shark Eyes got him, and his was okay. And I asked somebody else, and theirs was okay. So I took a shot. Wreckage is a fantastic figure, but we're not talking about Wreckage. We're talking about Cobra officer that's really the trooper, and that figure, mine anyway, is bad, and that's why he is on my list.
I understand. Well, I am going to talk about my favorite G.I. Joe on the G.I. Joe team, but I'm going to talk about why I can't stand this figure.
I knew that was going to be on there.
I hate this figure. This shit is awful. How could they do this to such a handsome, wonderful, badass, masculine man? Turn him into a fucking Halloween costume. Christ. This is Tony the fucking Tiger. This is the dumbest shit. Only good thing about it's the shotgun.
And a lot of people don't like it.
I know they don't. But look, seriously. Oh, by the way, this also picture didn't have the shotgun in his hand nor the beret on his head. I placed him on there. I was like, I'm gonna play around with these pictures. Yeah, no, Tiger Force Flint. Oh my gosh! Like as soon as I saw it, like day one saw it, and I was like, come on! Like, could you have done anything else? And then on top of that, painting on this.
That's what ruins it for
What
me.
the hell?
Is at least make the stripe go all the way across or put it at a slant.
If you're going to do the black dyes thing, like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it. But, yeah, it's like, what did you get? Would you just stop halfway? Yes, Todd C. Exactly. He fell asleep and someone took a Sharpie and drew a penis on his face. We've all seen it before.
This was in Thanos Copter's Instagram today. So if you haven't seen that, go look that
up. But yeah, I can't. I just can't. This one just. You know what? I believe that Triple C as far as like swapping the head, I guess. But I'm just not like just the shirt, the chest armor and everything. I don't know. I just not a fan. And again, I want to try really hard to not just be like, hey, I don't like these repaints and I don't like that. But I have a few of them, and it's it just is what it is, and this is one of them. I love Flint. He's my favorite G.I. Joe character. Yeah, I can't stand this figure. I don't even want to look at it anymore.
So Hurricane Live, and I keep saying every time I say your name, I say Hurricane Alive. It's Hurricane Live.
Yeah.
Somebody vandalized his face.
Right.
Derek needed more camo. That more camo would have helped it, or more camo or no camo. One of the two.
Yeah, no, and get it right, or you just don't do it at all. Ronnie Trickshot has a pretty good comment there at the very bottom.
Tiger Force big face figure. Oh,
that's exactly how they marketed him.
Yeah, that was that original version came with a sticker over that. Tiger Dick Flint.
Oh, God.
Oh, so Billy Renfro says I try to buy most of the Tiger Force figures on clearance. Of course, not counting wreckage in the Paul. So I'm playing clearance. I'm playing clearance chicken right now with Triple Iron Roadblock. Went in a Target today, and they had about 9 of them on the shelf. That was the only other classified anything they had was about 9 of that 2-pack. They didn't even have Naugahyde. People bought up Naugahyde and left Triple Iron as Speedos. I'm waiting on that. I actually went and scanned it. I'm like, maybe today's the day. It's been out for a month. It's about time for Target to put it on half price. Oh, yeah. So
I don't know why these chat comments don't show up. This is such a bummer. Dreadnought has a great one. And like, if you can highlight it, I just want to see if it shows up on the screen because it doesn't show up in the chat. I hate that. It's like
it's because he says something about sex.
I mean, but like, come on.
The
stream is not for kids.
No. The shit they filter out is strange.
Oh my God, I love that.
What's so happening? Funny. What's happening? Mark Gray says he's waiting on clearance in his state. Maybe a case per store.
Yeah, right. No kidding.
Come to Tennessee because
no doubt.
All right, I'm gonna hurt some butts right here.
Uh-oh. Now wait a minute. What?
That's right, baby. I'm here to hurt. I'm here to kick ass and hurt butts. Why don't you bubble gum?
Get over here, Norton.
Oh, I ain't even been drinking. This is what's fun.
Looking mighty cute in them jeans.
Get over here, boy. That sure is a pretty mouth.
Norton. Oh God! All right. Anyway.
All right. So this is off the bad figure list. My tunnel rat is awful, and I think it is a combination of
It's so bad.
the gear and his head. My tunnel rat got a bobblehead. He's the only figure that I've got that I can take and just kind of shake this way, and the head looks like one of those dogs with the head on the spring you put on the dashboard. Yeah. He looks like Ray Charles. Absolutely. And I like Tunnel Rat. He's one of my favorite.
I
Joes.
love Tunnel Rat.
He's probably in your top 5 favorite Joes, right?
They done him dirty, man. He is. Oh no, I loved this figure as a kid, man. I love this dude. Definitely one of my top.
He said Michael J. Fox neck. Matthew said, "What you talking bad about Tunnel Rat?" You got to admit he's a bad figure.
Man, it's just not good.
He's a great character. He's a bad figure. And
what about the Night Force version though?
I don't have him open. I have him.
Right.
He was the last figure I needed to complete the first 100 figures because I waited to buy him. Yeah. And Aaron Toy Enhancer hooked me up with the other one that I needed, and so I ordered him to complete the 100, and he's still in the box, and he will be till the Dragonfly gets.
So yeah, Frostbite, right? Like, I don't know. It's just goofy. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. And I'm not kidding. I really, really loved this guy when I was a kid. And so, yeah, it was very disappointing. And the Night Force version is also equally as disappointing to me.
He's got the same shit, so he's going to be just as bad. Unless they fix the neck.
What's up, Mython?
What's happening, Mython? Just got home from work. You getting home you gonna play with your Vanguard? We talked about the Vanguard a little while ago.
Tony thinks we're on crack. Tony, come on, man. Come on.
It's not always the character itself. I love Tunnel Rat. He loves Tunnel Rat, but this is a bad figure.
Yeah.
And
I was so disappointed when he came out. And they better not do this shit to Dial Tone. They better not do this shit to Dial Tone, because that's also one of my favorite figures as a kid.
Well, he's already coming with a damn potbelly stove for a backpack, so
yeah,
he's already got a strike against him. I don't care if the spot that you put the wood in opens up. That backpack does not impress me yet. I like the fact that it opens, but other than that, so Triple C says Night Force Tunnel Rat's better in every way. So
yeah, Billy Ripper likes Night Force version 2. Krusty Old Crow, though, I agree. The kit doesn't change in Night Force, right? So it's just kind of, it's like, okay,
it's a man purse. Somebody said Liquid Identity. That's a good idea, giving him Apsara. Tunnel Rat could also use Apsara just as much as Tripwire can. And I am still disappointed about them not giving Tiger Force Tripwire a Tiger Force Apsara. They could have put a little vest on Apsara, a little tiger vest to match his underwear.
a little sweater.
Yeah.
So little sweater.
Yeah.
Just like on what's his name? NyQuil, Nymol, Myron, Nyrol, whatever the fuck his name is. Give him a little sweater. Knit that shit.
Yeah, that's part of the horrible loadout is that fucking backpack. Like, yay for making it accurate and removable flashlights, but that figure's so small, and at least his joints, other than the neck are pretty tight, but
Yeah.
he's so small and the gear bogs him down so much. Dude, like he falls, and he's another one that his gun is as big as he is.
Well, and
But I
it's
mean, the original was.
yeah, and it's funny because Frostbite kind of mentioned that too. He's talking about how big the gun is, and he's labeled as a tunnel rat, but nobody would
Yeah,
be going through tunnels with a giant gun
no,
like that. Yeah, that's true. that,
no,
that
I saw
that is
people.
true.
I did see people diss that they gave him a revolver. I like they gave him a revolver because a lot of those guys carried 357s. Most of them either carried 1911 45s, and some of them carried
Yeah,
357 revolvers. So I like that they gave him a revolver, but Tunnel Rat original or this one should have never came with something that's like the size of an M60. Give him a shotgun, give him Snake Eyes as a Uzi, give him something, but yeah, he ain't dragging that around. So
yeah,
there's Crow weighing in, no
yeah,
support weapon.
yeah.
Yep. Yep, that's what I was at time. Shotgun. He needed a shotgun. Yeah, I know
Well,
he's got a revolver. Yeah, the original. Are you talking about the Real American Hero? Yeah. So I like that they kept that. So
all
all
right.
right, we're down to what you got. We got
Oh,
two
I
left.
only have two left, and my
Yep.
my last one is yeah, man, them sub lines just get me. All right. This dude right here. I'm sorry. What? Why? What? Who gives a shit? Who the fuck is this
He's
guy?
he's
I,
one I didn't mind actually.
I just don't care. I don't care. Um, I didn't care enough to put his last name on here. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just bland. Um, it again with the Night Force shit. It just bland. I just don't. There's nothing about this figure where I go, hell yeah. Um,
He's
none of his
another one
none of his
that
gear.
Falcons
Yeah.
gear.
Yep. None of his gear. Night vision bullshit. Like there's just nothing about this figure where I'm like, yeah, man, I really like this dude. I just don't. It's just nothing for me. Um, and look, yeah. See, look. Tony says I painted the yellow parts black on him. So I could maybe see that. Now Matthew, you're just mad. You're super upset
Dogs are
right
real
now.
tickets. I told you we were going to hurt some butts.
How dare you? That's what they call me in community college. Hurt some butts, and I didn't even go to community college.
So hurt some butts.
So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I just don't care for this figure. It doesn't do anything for me. It's one of the more bland figures out of the entire line for me. And also too, and again, this is my list. There's just no connection for this guy. I don't have anything for him, and so I just had to give him the boot. Sorry.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, when I first saw him, which was this guy right here,
Yeah.
Got him about 200 subscribers, I think. Or was it more than that? He had this dude like 6 months before anybody on the planet, Shark Eyes, did. I felt that way when I first saw him. I do like him more in person, and I like the yellow. I do like the yellow. Tony says he painted it black. I like it because it stands out, but it also contrasts with everything that he's doing. Like he's in Night Force. Let's give him some bright ass yellow. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. I like the color scheme for him, and he will look good going down Derek Allman, going down the cable off the Dragonfly. I think that's where we'll really get to see some good pictures and some good excuses for having this dude, because he's a medic. I mean, so I do like the idea of him, but
Yeah.
when I first saw him, I was like, what is this? So to me, this is them actually being creative and coming up with some new ideas and some new characters and mixing in. And he's Night Force, so not everybody, not everybody's on board with Night Force, so maybe they'll skip him.
Yeah, no. I mean, again, for me, especially some of the subline stuff, I don't know. It just the figure doesn't do anything for me. I just find it boring.
My biggest
And just uneventful.
my
Period.
big gripe with this figure was they gave him Falcon's loadout with the second worst backpack in the line, and that and the fact that they shipped mine without the piece that connects the night.
Oh, that's right.
to the
Yeah,
helmet.
right. Yeah, I remember that. That's right.
I
So
agree, Triple C.
anyway, so yes, that is my next to last. My next to last.
So my next to last is going to be this guy right here.
Dude, I was so. Oh my God. Now, I know why he's on your list. At least I think I do.
No, he's actually on the character side, not on the bad figure.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Yes. I was so close to putting him on my list. I just think this is like so unnecessary.
Again, I love the bats. Like the bats and the blue shirts are my favorite troop builders out of all of Cobra. Probably always will be. So far, that's various blue shirts, but I love the bat figure. Now I buy 5 bats. Bats are the only thing I really come close to troop building. And I've got the very first one of these I got, its left arm is fused together at the elbow. There's no heating it, there's no cutting it. It's one piece. The bat has a little bitty tiny piece that connects this to this, and mine, the joint in the forearm, it is fused with that piece. I've done everything in my power to free it, and I've almost snapped the arm off.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you talking about that.
I have others, and they are all fine. So I think it was just maybe instead of a short shot with the injection on the plastic, it was a long shot, maybe. I don't have that problem with mine with the hands not fitting.
Well, so if I remember right, that was something that like the Arctic one, like nothing fits in the backpack.
The Arctic one is different.
That shit, like I'm like, this is stupid. Like
that one's different for the Arctic one, but on the Crimson, and also for whatever reason the Crimson, and it may be just the time period that it came out, because this was in the pinnacle of the floppy plastic, was with these guys.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, that's right.
For the next like 20 releases, 15 releases, this was the floppiest, worst plastic that they've used. They changed the plastic in the figures, and a couple of mine do have the loose drop down hips. My Arctic bats are not that way, but this guy made my list, not again because I think it's a bad figure. It is a completely unnecessary figure. And actually underneath this figure, I have Crimson everything written down. But this figure particularly, you had the Alley Viper. I've got the bat on here, because if you're going to do a specialized team like Crimson for whatever, their strike team, Tomac, Samite, lead them, whatever, why do you need to put the damn robot in different clothes? Like, why? What? Just send the bat out with your Crimson dudes. Like,
right.
Unless you're just super fashion conscious, why in the hell do you need to paint or the bat or give it different color clothes.
I understand. That's somewhat how I felt about like with the Crimson Alley Viper in a way, is like, but it's not all red, but I was just like, how many do we need? Every line, do we need every different one to have that color scheme, or to be just like the Crimson Viper? Right? Yeah. The Crimson Viper. He almost made my list too. And I love the Viper figure, but I'm like, he's all red. Viper, it's like, great.
A Crimson Viper makes more sense than a Crimson Vat.
Yeah.
Just because of what it is.
Right. So, but still, that's the look of it.
So that's why he's on my list, is just, I like him. I like the way he looks. It was an unnecessary figure, so boot him the hell out.
All right, so my last one also belongs to, again, a subline, but it's not necessarily just because it's the subline, but the figures themselves. One of these figures, I don't really think we need another one of. I think it's extremely goofy to have this particular figure dressed up the way he is. And then the other one, I think we have too many of, and I don't understand why they've gone the route with this particular figure, of why they decided to give us like 5 different versions of this son of a bitch. But my last one it's a 2-pack. Tiger Force Roadblock and Tripwire, because now how many fucking roadblocks do we need? Jesus Christ. Like,
I mean, all the roadblocks.
Get the hell out of here. Now, look, give me the gun. That's why. Give me the damn gun.
Yep.
Okay? He's got a backpack that says chef, but like, come on. Do we need Tripwire in this? What the hell looking shit is this? This fucking freak.
I mean, same Speedo.
Come on, man. Like, look, Tripwire's Tripwire. He is what he is. Leave him be. Don't dress him up in tiger print 1970s velvet sweater. Whatever the hell this is. Shit. Studio 54. And then he got a Roadblock, man. Like, come on, dude. He ain't Snake Eyes. Like, I know people like Roadblock, but Jesus Christ, like, how many do we need?
Triple C says that's the best Roadblock ever.
Look, I know people that like this outfit. I'm not. Look, Tripwires is more egregious than Roadblocks is here. Okay? Come on. Like, even I get it. The bomb-proof thing, the chest piece goes down to like the protector over the nuts, but it looks like he's wearing tiger print bikini briefs. I mean,
it does.
But yeah, come on, man. Like, I can't. This is so dumb, man. And I remember when these went up too, and I was like, nope. Nope. Big old nope. But I just can't. I'm like, do we need another Roadblock? Like, seriously. And I don't think anybody needs another Tripwire. You can't. Ain't nobody out there be like, Tripwire is my favorite character.
I can see somebody maybe that had that MOS, being their favorite character. And,
I've never met a person that's. Yes, but I mean, come on.
I bet he's Jeremy Renner's favorite character.
We don't need yes. You know what, Hurricane Live? You know what? Take this thing off of him right here. Can you see my mouse or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Take this thing off of him right here. Take the body armor. He looks like he should be dancing in Vanity 6 for Prince's group. He looked like he's wearing a leopard or a tiger print camisole with some thigh-high pantyhose on. Get that brother out there dancing on stage, shaking them hips, Tripwire, making that money. Come on, man. This shit looks dumb as hell.
I know somebody out there has got this 2-pack. I hadn't even paid any attention. Does Tripwire come with the unmasked head in this 2-pack? I don't even know.
I pulled these photos and then I just clipped them and cut out what I needed out of them. I don't remember. Jesus Christ. But seriously, man, like, this shit is ridiculous. how many ways can you sell somebody to people? Like, God dang. And it's, you know, yeah,
Yeah,
robot. I
yeah,
mean,
make
Tripwire ain't
money.
making it rain for shit.
Oh, there might be somebody that likes him, maybe somewhere.
I can't
Um,
help it, man. I'm like, what? Give me the gun,
well,
and take the rest of these freaks home.
that's the whole reason to buy this 2-pack. I mean, is to get Roadblock with the proper gun and the proper backpack, and that's it. You paying $55 for
Oh
Roadblock's gun
God.
and his backpack.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
I do want it. I'm gonna pick it up, but it's gonna hit clearance, and I'm waiting for clearance on it. I do like the Roadblock Tripwire. No, but I mean, I love the Tripwire, the Pulse Tripwire. He was one of my top 10 figures last year.
I
Fantastic
I love
figure.
the regular Tripwire. This Tripwire is like, I'm a sex shooter, baby. Think I'm a nasty girl.
Oh, dang.
God bless it.
Yeah, he's awful, and I get, a lot of people really love Tiger Force, and so they're making all the Tiger Force. Like I get it, but they're awful.
Oh,
Most of them are absolute. The only really good Tiger Force figure, and I can't speak because I don't have Roadblock. He looks good. The only really good Tiger Force figure is Wreckage.
man,
Wreck,
look. I'm messing around. I'm not a big fan of the Tiger Force. There's a couple things I like. I didn't mind Duke on the Ram. I'm all right. You know, he didn't come on this list.
He's
There,
he's the least Tiger Force looking figure in Tiger Force.
right. It's just so on the nose, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? It's like seriously on the nose. And but but no, look, man, for people that enjoy that line, I get it. I totally do, especially if it flips your switches. It just doesn't mind. It's like I can't. And when I saw that 2-pack, it's like, God, I'd love to have that gun, but I ain't gonna pay $50 after tax for it.
Now, especially after I got the 50th anniversary or 60th anniversary Action Soldier and saw how awful
Yeah,
that gun was,
right.
and then they put that piece of shit on top of the Vamp times two. There's no way I was going to buy this set
and
just to
and
get the gun.
actually, you know what, Todd C, talking about Recondo and Outback. See, I'm okay with those. Like I'm okay with those. Okay with those. For sure. They were not going to end up on this list, but I know there are people that definitely don't like the Tiger Force Recondo. For
And
sure.
he's a better figure than the retro.
Right.
Uh, he's a better put together, and he's probably the only retro figure that's that way. Like the regular version or first version was better.
Yeah.
He's the only figure I can think of that the first whatever subline or whatever version uh, was better than the retro.
Yeah.
Yes, Wreckage is fucking awesome. So get to my last one, and mine is on the bad figure. This is my last figure that's on the
Yeah.
bad figure list. Probably take a guess what it might be.
Oh,
One of my
man.
favorite figures in the
Yeah.
line,
Yep.
and this goes back to again what I said about Buzzer. Okay, this is a whole new character. I had to warm up to new characters being in the line. I had to warm up to Wolf Spider. I had to warm up to Helix being there. Um, I had to warm up to having new characters, but we need them, and I'm glad put a new character in every third wave if it's a good character. This is a good character. I love horror stuff. I love the whole what I think the Energon universe in GI Joe would be if they would actually give us something, not the comic, actually do something with a story for the figures other than what I have to read on Pulse or websites write up about figures. I love this figure. I've got this is the only other thing other than the bats I have a bunch of, and you can go back and watch my videos on this figure. I've got the worst luck. Their arms fall off. I can make a pile of mole rat arms literally with the figures I have. There's another idea that was a great idea, and they should have looked at this figure when it come off the line and was like, no, we need to go back and make some things fit. And I had a conversation with Lawrence Punk about whether this is a QC issue or not, an actual QC issue rather than like a design issue. And I think it's both. It's a bad design and it was bad QC that they never looked at these figures coming off the line and did any play testing with the final version.
Yeah, this is a well-known QC issue for sure. I will tell you, this figure almost made my list because I personally think it's really dumb.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, and Matthew and I had this conversation. I'm just not into zombies when it comes to G.I. Joe. And this kind of, I get where they're going with this. Obviously, we all know that. But it was just one of those things for me where I said, okay, we're kind of, we got a raptor, we got a crystal ball, we got a, I was like, but, we start getting into this territory, we start getting real weird with it. And so, yeah, I just wasn't a fan. Mine also, the arm was jangling around in the box when I got it. I do have the figure. I have several that I'm not crazy about, but I just personally wasn't crazy about what it's about. But I know that you really like this figure, but the problem is the damn thing's a piece of garbage.
Yeah, that's why it's bittersweet, because if we were doing a list of character designs, which might be something that we do in the future, this figure is definitely going to be on it. It's just the execution, the construction of the figure is terrible. And I got Matthew's comment highlighted here. He couldn't get behind mole rats. If it was zombie vipers, I'd be in. Hazard viper, I'd have been in. This was not good to me. I'm the opposite because they're not zombies, and I don't want zombies in G.I. Joe. These guys are not zombies, so these are 28 days later figures because they weren't zombies either.
Yeah, and there's a it's kind of like the direction that the Real American Hero comic kind of is in right now, is a direction that like I'm not real crazy about. And it kind of it's not the Energon universe, not that book or comic, but it does involve kind of something like this in a way. I'm not real crazy about it, and so I can buy into a lot of stuff for sure and some far out shit. But again, I guess I am more on that traditional side, right? When G.I. Joe started getting kind of sci-fi and started to get kind of, out there with the figures. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. It just, I think when things start to get a little outside the box like that, I kind of like more of the traditional, more army military-ish kind of thing. But and the more, I'll be honest with you, for me, the more I looked at this figure, and I looked at it, I looked hard earlier. I was looking and kind of going over, and I looked hard, and I was like, I don't know that there's anything really on this figure that I do really like. Whether it's the uniform, I'm not crazy about the head sculpt with the thing coming out the head. I guess the mask and the fact that it hooks up to the little backpack thing on the back. But like, the lantern or whatever. And I don't know. He almost made my list. He was very
Yeah.
close. I was really close. But yeah,
Oh
this
yeah.
I don't know. It's just not one that does it for me. And I can't. I've tried to find a reason to really like the figure, and I haven't been able to convince myself of a reason. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's perfectly fair. I mean, the chat's kind of divided on it too. Eric
Yeah.
said, "I thought you guys love this figure. I do. This is one of my favorite figures in the line, but it was put together by Ray Charles. He's coming up again a lot tonight. Put the arm over here,
Yeah,
throw it over
War
here.
Chest. Talking about the Revanche and Serpentor Khan from the Real American Hero comic where it's at right now. See, I missed all that. That kind of fits in that conversation about the
Yeah,
last 30 years of lore where I'm like, the Revanche thing with the AI and how they're, involved. And now you've
yeah,
got, and all that. And then the Serpentor Khan, and then I don't know, like that's all new to me. So it's kind of like, okay, this is interesting.
yeah. And Todd C, yeah. That's I was actually getting ready to say that. I'm like, so what are you gonna think about Airtight when he comes out and uses most of this body? Because this is hey, here's Glenda. Guess what's coming down the line?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Airtight's definitely going to use a lot of this guy.
Yeah, but even as a kid, I wasn't like I thought Airtight was the coolest motherfucker on the block.
This is true.
Okay,
you like dial tone.
I love dial tone, but that's because that motherfucker was hard to find, man. And once you got him, you had to love him because you spent so much time trying to find him.
You're right. We've talked about that. We had quite a time finding
yeah. No, I definitely Airtight, yeah, okay. Is Airtight a figure that it wasn't even needed in 1986 or whatever, 85. It's like, what does this guy do? He suck oil off of ducks with a vacuum? I don't know. Like he's go Exxon Valdez wreckage and fucking wash baby ducks. Like I mean, what the fuck?
He comes with a little bottle of Dawn.
What's his deal? Right? Does he suck farts out of the air with his vacuum cleaner? Like, I mean, really, it's like, what does he do?
Oh, that's fantastic. So for me, there's a lot to like about the Mole Rat character. I like, somebody mentioned the glow in the dark. He glows in the dark. He comes with a freaking drill, a glow in the dark Energon sample core that looks like a lantern. It's about there for us too, buddy.
So you J Astro, we got
we're way over budget here. Sounding like Lenny on a live stream. We're way over budget. And I got a starred comment way back up from Todd C. Breaker on the trash list yet?
Yeah, he
should have been.
He got in there for me. I told him I'm okay with Breaker, but I'm more of a traditionalist. I like the Army Greens. I like them early figures. I know he didn't come with no accessories, really. He really come with shit but a motorcycle. But
I'm probably more for me on the bad figure side because Breaker is awful. Breaker is one of the floppiest, worst put together figures that we've seen yet. And honestly, he should have been on my list, but I overlooked him when I was making it. He's in the back of the shelf, so when he falls over, he don't take anybody with him. And I forgot to I didn't even think about it.
I mean, I glanced over him a few times.
Your airtight fart sucking machine. It does. I mean, it is literally, you can say this figure comes with this. You can say, well, Morat comes with a drill. This motherfucker comes with a vacuum.
With a vacuum cleaner. Look, Cobra Commander came with a hairdryer. Airtight came with a vacuum cleaner. Like, what else would it be when you're a kid? You're like, this is a fucking vacuum cleaner. Is this the environmental guy? Like, this is what? Come on, man. What is this?
He said he wasn't a ninja, so he got the pass. We saw.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to if there's a bad batch of figures, you better believe I'm gonna wind up buying one of them sons of bitches. I don't know. they can't. I know they're not all bad because I see you guys saying, "Well, mine was fine," and I see other people review them and say, "Well, this one's pretty good," and I take mine out and the arm falls off the fucking thing. So, and that's not a lie. I've opened several that have had arms off. Wasn't your didn't you have another one other than Mole Rat that had something off of it?
Mole Rat.
Now I know when Punk opened his Helix, the arm come off and the actual thing snapped, like it uses that new funky shoulder joint, and it had snapped inside.
I actually don't think so. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't think so. However, out of the 100 and whatever I have, I don't know how many ever I have, I've probably only opened maybe less than 10. So, some funky parts may be lurking deep down within those boxes.
Yeah, he says Zorana arms. I haven't had a problem with the arm on my Zorana. I did pull CoverGirl's arm off once.
Yeah, and Liquid, just so you know, yes, I know he was the hazardous, hazardous environment guy. It's kind of like when you're playing with your GI Joes back in the day, like what could you really do with Airtight exactly? When you're planning your missions and you're, setting your guys up across the dresser from each other and all that. It's kind of like Airtight was kind of the guy who's like, come on, guys, take me with you, please.
Yeah, like I've been sitting in this headquarters for 6 weeks. Let me get out and at least suck some gun smoke out of the air for you. You had to have a good understanding of world events to play with Airtight as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that at the very least, say like, hey, there's toxic, this, that, wherever. Hey, we got to get across this and whatnot. But like, but yeah, I guess in my mind is like he was one of those guys that you had to have because you had to have the line. Every one of them you could grab, right? But then ultimately at the end of the day, I barely ever he was one of those guys that was always in my toy box.
He was hard to find too.
He rarely was out of the box for me on the playing field. He was usually in the box for me. That's just how he was. And he was ugly as shit too.
I kind of liked him, but he's
green and yellow shit.
He's green and yellow. Well, I mean, that's my 2 favorite colors. So, yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense. So, War Chest had a couple Snow Serpent arms snap. Ronnie Trick Shot says Kurt Schner, because that's his name. I mean, even his name is awful. Even the dude's name is bad. Crows. Meanwhile, Snowjob smashes the vending machine after the Joes agree to take Airtight along.
Who knew that Snowjob was a ruthless serial killer?
Yeah, he murdered his own brother.
His own brother?
Carried the head.
Jeez.
What kind of sick bastard does that?
You sick son of a bitch.
Go look through my shorts and you can decipher that. Mython's Rock and Roll had a fused elbow. Ooh, that's a bad That's a bad figure to have that issue on.
Yeah, right.
So posable and so playable.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I think we're probably going to get ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, man.
40 minutes over.
50 minutes.
Go vacuum the spare change out of the couch, Airtight.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when we get him, they at least give him a damn sidearm.
They'll do something, I think, probably cool with him when they do bring him. I think they will. I don't, at least a sidearm. Yes, at least.
Pistol or that damn little shitty pistol that we all hope they discontinue. Maybe they'll at least use the one that's got the laser or flashlight or whatever it is that's on the bottom.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you hadn't hit that like button yet, I'd appreciate it if you go do that. And if you have not subscribed to Pop Blender and want to hear all of the most recent pop culture news on when is that, they can hear that.
Oh, Tuesday nights with Matthew Madsen at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And then every Friday night, my son does have marching band. He's going to be doing football games coming up. So my Friday streams are going to be probably after 10 p.m. So if anybody is definitely up that late when I get home, the Friday streams will be a little bit later in the fall until football season is over. But and so I keep you posted, check up on the community page or whatever. But yeah, Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. with Matthew Matson, we have our big show and we go over pop culture topics, movie news, and all that good stuff. And so yeah, yep. And if you don't show up, that tells me you don't like Matthew.
Oh shit! Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
He knows I love him. I'm just messing around. But yeah.
And that starts this Friday, right? The later time.
Yeah, it'll be this Friday. It'll be a later time because that's his first football game, his junior year. So yeah, but anyway, so yeah, Tuesdays and Friday nights. Those are the 2 nights. You can find me. Pop Blender, YouTube.
Ain't hard to find like Randy Marsh. I'm right here.
And I will say, yeah, exactly. And on Instagram, it's Pop Blender 75, which there's a lot of people in the chat that I message with on there. So you can find me on there. But yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it for me.
All right. Well, I will be right here on 3-Star Draw. Got some reviews I'm hoping to get done. I got Sarge over here, and I got Deadpool over here. And according to a text message I got earlier today, I'm going to have a Stinger right over here come Saturday. So hopefully I can get that thing open and take a look at it and give my thoughts on the Stinger. And far as I know, we will be doing Backyard Battlefield next week. I'll be with Aaron the Toy Enhancer and Krusty Old Crow. I don't know where we're doing it yet or when we're doing it, but when I find out, I'll let you guys know. There's a chance it'll be right here, but we don't ever know. So, all right, y'all. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. We had a good crowd tonight. Probably best chat, best longest, most people here we've had. So
no, it's great. Fantastic, man. It's wonderful.
Had a good time with you guys tonight, and I appreciate everybody for turning in. We'll play our intro/outro, and we will see y'all next time.